Is somebody from somewhere?
Yeah, well,
listening.
It is. It's Tom from Harriman.
Tom in Harriman.
Harriman.
Harriman are big Doors fans, apparently.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's Jim Morrison. On this day, Jim Morrison died. No, wait a minute.
No.
His doppelganger died.
His doppelganger. Yes.
Val Kilmer died.
Oh, tragedy.
Tragedy. Yeah, he...
I didn't like waking up to see that.
He's not been well.
Yeah.
He's... and part of the reason he's probably died earlier than he should have is that he eschewed traditional medical treatment for holistic treatments and then, but I think finally he came around and said, "Oh, I got to stop doing that because I'm dying."
Yeah.
And he went back to traditional medicine.
And it was too late.
Yeah. But he really did. He was Jim Morrison in the movie The Doors. He really was Jim Morrison.
It was an actress I follow on Twitter. I can't remember who it was this morning, who said that when they were all trying out for that movie, there was a big cattle call, and here comes this convertible, blaring Doors tunes, and here comes Val Kilmer, shirtless, in leather pants.
Guess who I am?
With the hair and everything.
Yeah.
Walked into the tryouts, and everybody knew.
Everybody loved
all the guys who were trying out for the Jim Morrison parts went, no, that's it.
I'm going to be honest here for a second. Oh, by the way, I'm Todd Newcomb. Hey,
Hi, Todd. Hi, Todd.
I'm filling in for Nick, who was filling in for Gina.
Why?
I don't know.
Because you like being here.
I do. I like you guys. Well, you're not going to like me, though, because I'm going to be honest about something here with the Doors.
That?
I'm not. I don't get it. I don't.
You're indifferent.
Well, I'm not. I don't know enough. Like, I never went in to learn about the Doors.
I'm a huge fan of the Doors.
So, and I like that song, and it was. I probably need to take a dive, right, Carrie?
We could play you some more Doors songs.
Get up the turntable for you.
Okay. Let's go back to Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer.
Like I should see that movie though too, right?
Yeah. Val Kilmer, excellent actor, really. He did a movie called. Well, of course, he was in Top Gun, and he did a movie called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yes, which was quite good.
Just great. He plays a. I think he plays a gay detective. Isn't he gay? I think he is.
I can't remember. I just know it's a Christmas movie.
He's a detective.
Shane Black directed it.
Yeah.
He does all Christmas movies.
And he's it's just a really excellent movie.
RDJ is in that as well.
Yeah, Robert Downey. And Michelle Monaghan, who's in White Lotus right now.
Who's lovely.
Yeah. So here's...
Okay, yeah, I know this song. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is not one of my favorites.
I remember The Cure covered this for some benefit thing back when we were at KJQ, and I remember playing that. Okay.
Let's see, what else is on that record?
Oh, yeah, okay. I know these because of the covers. I know Echo and the Bunnymen covered this. And they did a decent job, I thought.
We played that yesterday, as a matter of fact. Oh, this is a good...
See, and I know this because of the Dead Milkmen song, where they riff on it a little bit. I experienced the Doors through bad pop culture and covers.
Now this one...
This is
Riders on the Storm.
Yeah, this is like a big epic, like big. My throat's not used to waking up. Oh, I have a thing where I can turn off my mic. There's new buttons over here.
How about Roadhouse Blues?
Well, just a second. Okay. This one, I remember.
Yeah, what is this one?
This is Riders on the Storm. Because I was in Southern California, just tooling around in my rental car and listening to KROQ, and it started raining. And right when it started raining, the song ended on the radio that I was listening. I can't remember what the song was, but they threw this on.
Oh, nice!
Kind of a magic moment,
which was kind of cool. That was back when you had live DJs, folks. That was.
You could do things that related to things that were actually happening.
Now, so try Roadhouse Blues. Have you got that handy? Yeah, I love that song.
The Doors probably one of those bands that invented alternative music, and nobody knew that's what they were doing. Like it was.
Here's a good one, Todd.
Yeah, I know all these songs. I need to just get a record like what Carrie has. Is that like...
You can borrow this one. It's just the greatest hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They, Backdoor Man, that's a good...
Yeah.
Oh, this is,
The mansion is warm at the top of the hill. Rich are the rooms and the comforts there.
They're your favorite band's favorite band.
I saw the Doors live.
Good way to put it. Yeah.
I saw the Doors live at Lagoon.
I was going to say probably at Lagoon, right?
Yep. and it was an Essie performance.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he a mess?
He was pretty out of it.
Yeah.
It was the show. This is a weird song because when I listen to this, listen to his voice here.
For you and I.
He has this kind of crooner voice.
Yeah. Well, I
he's like a modern Bing Crosby sometimes.
Right. I mean, with the horns added into the song,
it's
like they put it together to be a...
He sounds...
Come on, now touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made?
The show at Lagoon was, I think it was the night after he'd been busted for obscenity doing a show in Miami.
Did he keep it clean, though, in Lagoon?
He kept saying to the audience two things between songs, and he just sort of slurred his words, and I couldn't tell if he was putting it on or if he was really out of it, but he kept saying two things. I need a cigarette, and people would throw cigarettes up on stage, and then the other thing he kept saying was, "You want to see it?"
Oh dear!
Because he had been accused of displaying his genitals on stage in Miami, and that's why he got busted for obscenity, which I don't believe he really did.
Did he do the trick where you just put your finger through your fly?
I'm not sure.
Could be.
I'm not sure.
Steve
what he
Carell.
did. Oh, this is a good song too.
This one's been covered by a number of artists too, right?
My favorite Doors lines, though, is when he sings, "I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. The future's uncertain and the end is always near."
Back to Val Kilmer, though.
Oh yeah, he died.
He died. But no, you've seen the movie. Like, does he do like a very honest? Is it a good performance? Like, I should watch this show.
It's an imitation.
Yes,
it's really spot on.
Okay.
And he was. But of course, if you're going to watch that, you need to watch the Ben Stiller show sketch.
Oh, that's
where it's the direct. It's Oliver Stone land, and so all of the rides are Oliver Stone themed, and one of them is a Doors ride, and there's an animatronic Jim Morrison, who, as the cars go through the ride, he goes, "Rag on through, rag on through."
Yeah, but he's very good as Jim Morrison.
From the producer's booth, Andy has a beautiful Jim Morrison portrait tattoo on his leg.
Oh, really?
Doors is his favorite band. I have a framed Doors poster that says tickets are $5.
That's Andy would be our producer Katie's husband. Would be. He is. Not that he wouldn't. I mean, he is. Not that he would be.
Of course, there's the Jim Morrison book. It's about him. Nobody Gets Out of Here Alive. And right next to that is the Don Ho book. Nobody gets out of here until that poo-poo platter is paid for. It's the same author. It's
Oh, we farted around.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96 Radio from Hell.
But Val Kilmer died.
Kilmer died, yes.
And you know what? He spent his performing. He did a one-man show as Mark Twain.
Really?
Live shows.
Yep.
Yeah, he would go around and be Mark Twain.
He came here and did that, I believe.
Did he?
Yeah, he was at one of our cons that we did.
Well, he wasn't. He was only in his 60s.
65.
65.
Yeah.
God.
All right, let's take a break here, and then we'll come back with your check-ins if you'd like to do them. If you'd like to see, you have a really unique opportunity here. You see, Todd Newcomb is the program director of X96, and so if you wanted to check in and just, give him a little piece of your mind, you could.
I'd love to hear it.
877-602-9696 is the number to call and check in with the Radio from Hell show. We like to hear from you in the morning. You can also text us if you prefer, 33986.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah Word of the Day, and today's word is...
Pleece. P-L-E-E-C-E, pleece. Now, in our last episode of Utah Word of the Day, Don Criddle, mayor of Mona, Utah, was staying away from the family, isolating himself due to COVID. While talking to his son, Denver Criddle, on the phone, Denver told his father about a major crime that had occurred in Mona. Someone had stolen the local radio station's tower, all 200 steel feet of the KVOM tower gone. Grand Theft Audio, Denver called it. Don is still out of town, so Denver is man of the house, and someone's knocking at the door. Again, the word is pleece.
I'll go find out who it is, Mama. Who's knocking at the door?
Hi there, youngster. Is your daddy at home? It's pretty urgent that we speak.
Christopher Holy, it's you. You're him. It's him. You're him.
Sorry, who am I?
You're the guy on the radio I listen to every morning. You're Captain Breakfast.
That's me, all right, Daddy-O. Captain Breakfast, baby. Loving you Monday through Friday, 4 hours in the AM, on the AM, baby. Loving you hard.
Oh, my God, that's just the way you sound on the radio. You're Captain Breakfast.
That's the name, baby. Don't wear it out. I'm here to speak to the mayor, Mayor Diddle. Who are you?
I'm his son, Denver Diddle. Hey, Captain Breakfast, where's your partner? Where's Benny the Egg?
How the hell am I supposed to know? We're not joined at the hip. We're not like, best friends, I do my 4 and I hit the door. When the show is over, I am so out of there.
You mean you and the Egg ain't pals?
That little microphone hog seems to forget the name of the show we do. It's the Morning Zoo, starring Captain Breakfast with Benny the Egg. And that's enough of that. Now, I need to speak to Mayor Piddle.
Well, Mr. Breakfast, Daddy is out of town for the moment, but I'm his son, Denver Piddle. I'm kind of the junior assistant mayor, so maybe I can help, or at least get a hold of Daddy and tell him what you want.
I need to find out if there's any progressment being done on the theft of the KVOM tower, because as long as that tower's gone, baby, we ain't on the air, and I ain't making money.
Well, I asked Daddy about that next time he calls, but aren't the police investigating?
Maybe they are, maybe not. But the dang police won't tell me nothing. Hell, kid, I got child support to pay.
I didn't know you was married, Captain Breakfast. You don't talk about it on the show.
I ain't married, baby. Never have been.
Well, then how come you have to pay child?
Figure it out, kid, will you? And tell your daddy the police need to solve this tower theft so me and the Egg can get back on the air.
Will do, sir.
It ain't just me, baby. I mean, not that I give a rat's butt, but the Egg, if he don't start working soon, probation and parole is going to come knocking at his door. Tell Mayor Fiddle, them Mona policemen need to hop to it.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
986.
All right, 621. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, come on, I dare you. Check in with us, 877-602-9696. That's the number. You can also text us at 33986. Todd, do we have a sponsor to open the show here?
We do. It's, you know what? I'll read it on the next break.
Okay. The moon is a waxing crescent moon, 22.8% of full. The moon will rise today at 9:35 a.m., today being Wednesday. It's the second day of April in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. I thought maybe we would play today What's Going On because it's
I forgot.
Marvin Gaye's birthday today.
I totally forgot you sent me that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. We can do it another time. It's Autism Awareness Day, National Ferret Day, Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
Oh.
And also, it's National Walking Day. So go out for a walk.
Walk your ferret.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is the official morning show of Peanut Butter and Jelly. It's Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there. Mm-hmm. I'm Bill Allred. Gina Barberi is another Lord of Morning Radio, but she's in conference with the Pope in Rome, at the Vatican. So filling in today is Todd Newcomb, the program director of X96.
And the deacon of afternoon radio.
Yes, that's right. What time are you on, Todd?
I don't know. 2 to 6.
2 to 6.
Yes, sir.
And Katie for short is our fine producer, and I think I saw Allison in there helping out.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm sure there's a dog in there sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I always
it's
say
Vaxel,
about that?
man.
You know what I say about that? Let sleeping dogs lie. That's what I say. All right, we'll go to your check-ins now at 877-602-9696. Hello.
All right, let's begin with Mike.
Mike in Nashville. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Lord and Todd. How are you guys?
We're lovely, thanks. Oh, it's the guy that likes the Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, it's more than like.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll hopefully not go into that too much. But Todd, you might be aware I'll be in town next week. I'm going to pick all the vinyl from you guys, so
Now,
Mike, burdened with it anymore.
Can I ask you a question about that? You had a bunch of Dave Matthews vinyl records shipped to us.
Yeah.
So that you could pick them up when you're here in town. Why didn't you just have them shipped to your home in Nashville?
Well, part of it was what Gina said, that my wife is like, no more Dave Matthews here, shipped to the house. So I had to find other outlets for it. The other one was it started as a joke because Kerry said he'd play things on vinyl. So I said, hey, well, I'll send him a vinyl and he can play it. And then I bugged Todd enough to play it, and he played it too. And so I just said, well, I'll just keep. I got to shoot my shot. I'll just keep sending vinyl.
Now, is there more than one Dave Matthews record over there? Because I only have
a stack of them.
Oh, that's more of them.
There's a whole box.
Those are all Dave Matthews vinyl.
The whole catalog.
And also, Mike, I said I believe it was probably an excuse so that you could come here to the studio and see us.
Well, true, yes. If you guys don't, bar the door, I might say hi. But before I do, I was wondering, Todd, if you could squeeze in one more song on Todd's turntable.
Sure. I mean, I guess the whole Dave Matthews catalog is over there at this point.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there's pretty much.
Which song would you like?
It's captain's discretion, whatever you'd like to play.
All right, Mike. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
How about the Space Between? I really like that song.
Sure.
All right, Mike.
Yeah,
Mike, get out of here now.
All right, Mike.
Get out.
All right.
Get out of here.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right, let's go to Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. How are things in Heber this morning?
So far, so good. Just out with my dogs, watching them pee around the backyard.
Oh, okay. What have you got for us
Very
today?
exciting. Oh, I just wanted to say I've been listening my whole life. My parents have been listening to you guys since before I was born, and I think you guys are amazing.
Oh, thanks, Andrew. We appreciate that, and tell your parents hello for us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Much appreciate you guys. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you,
See ya.
All right. Let's go to Di.
Di, is it?
It is Di.
Oh,
Di.
as in Diane.
Diane.
This is our former mature intern.
Yes.
I recognize
I am
Diane's.
mature intern.
I
yes.
recognize Diane's voice. And Murray, what's up?
Hey, I just want you guys to recognize Autism Awareness.
Mm-hmm.
That's been my job for the last 15 years. I take care of 4 men with autism.
Adult.
And adult, nonverbal.
So they probably
Dependent.
they probably had a vaccine, and that gave them autism years ago, huh?
Well, when we got the COVID, we were like, you guys are going to get more autistic,
You'll get more autistic with the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, I'm sorry that now you can't talk anymore.
So do you still do that, Diane? You still take care of those people?
I do. I'm just getting ready. We live in a house. They live in a house.
Yes, good.
Mm-hmm. And then staff come in. We're not in a
facility.
Setting. And we go everywhere. Every day we go somewhere.
That's good.
Very nice. We cook and bathe. And
very nice.
Nice.
All right.
But I'd like to tell people, when we're out in the community, please don't stare at us. If you have a question, please come up and ask us.
Well, Diane, I hate to tell you this. They're not staring at the autistic guys. They're staring at you.
Yes.
Well, I know that because, it's hard not to.
Hey, listen, Diane.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you say thank you?
Thank you. See you later.
Oh, she's turning it on you.
Bye.
Good job.
Jared is here.
Hi, Jared. What do you got a question for Todd? What is it?
I do. It's about refereeing.
Okay, cool. One of my favorite topics besides X96.
Awesome. So, Todd, I have a question. So, I've noticed it seems like there's a stigmatism in sports right now, or something where it seems like people are very sensitive to the way referees are treated.
Right.
So I'm wondering if you think that it's just progressively gotten worse, where parents are a little bit more crazy over the years, or if referees are just more sensitive than they ever have been. To me,
let Todd answer. Let Todd answer your question.
So I've been officiating sports from youth league all the way to high school football for the better part of 30 some odd years, 34, 35 years. I lose track. And yes, it's definitely gotten worse. And the problem we're seeing is, you have old guys like me and a lot of guys that are even older, we're still doing it. And there is you bring younger people in and they're like, this is ridiculous. Why would I put myself through this?
Exactly.
I think with the technology of everyone has a camera and everyone thinks they know everything because the internet is there and people don't know the rules and they don't know why we do what we do. That's made the spectators' behavior a little more toxic.
Yep.
We were attacked, assaulted on the way out of a high school game a couple years ago. People were hurling water bottles from the stands at us.
It was so bad it made the news.
Yeah, it was all over the news, and arrests were made, and that's the sad state of affairs that's going on. It's not that we're super sensitive.
All right, that's an answer to your question, Jared. See you later.
All right, thank you. Okay, well, a lot of text check-ins, but we're out of time.
Okay,
so let's get to some traffic, shall we?
Traffic so far so good. When I was driving in, there was a tiny bit of snowflakes occurring. They were falling through the area in Davis County, but nothing too slow to report anywhere yet, but it's early, and you know how that goes.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We'll play a song. After the song, it's Big Boy News and Frank Christ Presents. They're fine. They're just fine. Also, things that must go coming up. We need your things that must go. Send them to us. We're a little low this morning, so send them to radiofromhell@x96.com, and we can take those and read them at 7 o'clock. Mill Creek coffee went down the wrong pipe.
Mill Creek coffee is
it's still delicious.
I've got to get some.
I don't hate the coffee for that reason. It's my fault.
No, it's the Mill Creek coffee did not go down the wrong way on its own.
No, delicious though. Anyway, we got all that and more coming up. Stand by. RenaissanceRanch.com.
If you or somebody in your family is struggling with addiction to drugs or alcohol, it's horrible. It upends your life. I know from personal experience that it can do that, and you need to find some help. Well, there is help out there. It's Renaissance Ranch. It's a local family-owned Addiction Treatment Center, designed for male patients specifically. But Renaissance Ranch, a thing that's really interesting about them and very nice is that they offer both residential and outpatient services. So if you need to keep working, you can, and still check in with Renaissance Ranch. But if you need to stay there for long-term time, you can do that as well. Help is there at Renaissance Ranch. By the way, they have a lifetime guarantee, meaning if you complete the program and graduate and then you relapse, you can go back to the program for free. Schedule a free consultation at renaissanceranch.com. They accept most private insurance plans and I want to know how you're feeling, Gina. Are you okay? Because you drank some caffeine.
Well, so we had the donut critic on today who brought in these new caffeinated protein drinks.
Well, they're chocolate milk.
And they're super tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that was part of the problem.
Well, now what he said is that the regular ones are a caffeine equivalent to a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then there's this one that is 2 cups.
I didn't have that one.
You didn't have this one.
I had the 1 cup, but my heart's going blah, 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 blah.
From that one can.
Well, but see, I already had a coffee this morning.
I was going to say, because you stop for coffee every morning.
And a Diet Coke. This is almost gone.
And she has a Diet Coke.
I had these previously.
Gina,
I think that was not a good move.
Gina, I had a Coke Zero this morning.
Uh-huh.
Then I've been working on my coffee, my Mill Creek coffee here, and then I drank one of these as well. These things that he brought in that are caffeinated, and you know what? I could take a nap right now. I mean, I'm fine.
I'm tired all the time.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. I'm just tired all the time.
I'm
tired. You poor thing.
I mean, I'm kind of feeling it. I can feel it right about here.
But you've had, how much coffee have you had this morning?
Well, this morning when I get up, I had, I'm not quite sure how to describe it. The stuff I put in my water that's supposed to wake me up and invigorate me.
But that's caffeine, isn't it?
I don't know if it has caffeine in it or not. It's got some sort of vitamins of some kind in it. And then I have my Mill Creek coffee. Guatemalan today. And then I had this just now, strawberry milk with caffeine. And like I said, I wasn't feeling it until a few moments ago, and now my eyes started to twitch.
You got a twitch?
Oh, I forgot to mention, on top of all of this stuff that I've had, I take a Pro Vigil every morning.
Oh yeah,
which is which is like airline pilots wake up pills.
Special trucker aspirin.
And you're still fine.
Yeah,
you're still.
I could drink a pot of coffee and go to bed at night.
I'm tired all the time.
Because I'm tired all of the time.
And my pants are heavy.
I'm just a poor little heavy-panted, tired boy.
Yeah, I'm sorry that it affected you that way because these are delicious.
They are tasty.
Yeah. I know what it was. You see, I drank the vanilla flavor, and you drank the chocolate flavor.
I had strawberry.
And you had strawberry. I think the vanilla flavor, even though they all have the same amount of caffeine in them, I believe, the vanilla flavor would still just be not as effective because it's vanilla.
No naps for me.
Do you take a nap?
Yes.
Of course she does.
I almost never take a nap. I have to be exhausted before I'll take a nap.
You stop by Beto's on the way home. You eat under the overpass.
I have my systems.
And then you go home and nap.
Are you regular?
Yes.
Oh,
in fact,
good.
I gotta go. Right,
Do you ever
I got another thing going.
Do you ever fall asleep in the car?
Yes.
All right.
While you're driving? Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
How long was that?
That was 3.5 minutes.
Oh, God, I had an awful night last night.
Why?
Jeez. Charlie horses. Muscle spasms in my
Aren't you drinking
legs.
your pickle juice, Bill?
No. I had,
What happened?
So my wife, I had to go to the top of the stairs going, help,
I bring the pickle. She said, "Oh, here,
Bring the emergency
Yes.
pickle. You need a little box at the top of the stairs with a glass
Yeah.
with pickle juice
Right.
in there and a break in case of cramp."
Now, see, she said, "Have you been drinking the pickle juice?" And I went, "No, I haven't," because I hadn't been having any trouble. But you got to stay on top of it.
Maintenance
now, here's
doses.
the other, maintenance. But here's the other thing. She said, "Okay, drink that. You know what'll help you immediately, though, is mustard."
Mustard.
Yeah, and apparently, and this
Like
is
in what? Like a spoonful of
a
mustard?
spoonful of mustard. I'm going to get you some mustard. And she brought up a spoonful of, I believe it was Grey Poupon, and I consumed a spoonful of Grey Poupon.
That's what Barack Obama takes when he has muscle cramps.
Is that so? Really? I had never heard that, but I'm sure she picked it up at roller derby. Would be my guess.
There are cramps at roller.
Yeah. Yes, there are of various kinds. And
mustard doesn't help those.
It seemed to quell it pretty well, actually. So that's a tip for you kids. But if you don't want to, if you just want to, you just should take a little shot of if you are a person who is plagued by muscle cramps, and some people are more than others. Just drink your pickle juice. A couple of shots of pickle juice. You can buy a gallon jug of pickle juice online for like $10 or something. Don't buy those. You can like if you see in the store pickle shots, and they're these little individual.
Don't buy those.
No,
they're expensive.
Well, it's wasteful too. It's like 40 of those little plastic bottles as opposed to one plastic jug.
I'm being informed that runners who do it on more than one occasion, people who are into it, they carry little packets of
little mustard
packets of mustard.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I never knew that.
Except for Bill's Grey Poupon.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Well, I like French's yellow mustard as well. I like all mustards pretty much. I'm
a grainy mustard. Do you like a grainy mustard?
Listen, an Engelhofer brand, stone ground mustard.
Mustard isn't used enough, and I mean in cooking.
The spicy. What's the brown mustard? I guess it's Golden's spicy brown mustard. When it comes to mustard, I don't discriminate.
No,
that might be my sign off.
When it comes to mustard, I do not discriminate.
All mustards are welcome.
Yes, I love mustard.
You're a mustard ally.
Yes, you are. And Mean Mr. Mustard. No, it's Mean Mr. Custard, isn't it?
No, it's Mean Mr. Mustard.
Oh, it is Mean Mr. Mustard.
He sleeps in the park.
Yeah, in the dark.
In the dark.
Yeah. He's a go-getter.
He shaves in the dark.
Oh, he shaves in the dark. He's a go-getter.
Trying to save paper, which I don't get.
He shaves in the dark trying to save paper.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's a British thing, I'm sure.
It must be.
It's a British shaving thing.
So what we're learning is a spoonful of mustard makes the pickle juice go down.
Makes the cramps go away.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't mind eating a spoonful of mustard. It's every once in a while I'll have mustard on a cracker, just because I like mustard.
Eat mustard on them biscuits.
We've gone from Joan Jett to mustard.
Yeah.
On this day, in 1987, Suzanne Vega released her second studio album, Solitude Standing, featuring that song, Tom's Diner. Very different version of it, though, on that. This is a remix, which is much peppier.
Yeah, who did it with her?
DNA.
Yeah, a project called DNA. It's funny, so that on the album, it's a cappella.
And instead I pour the milk.
And then DNA in like early 90 or 91 added a beat to it without her permission, and it started to get, popular. Then her record label's like, "We're going to sue you for that." And she stepped in and said, "This is actually kind of cool. Let's work a deal and officially release it," which is
Let me hear a little of this.
So I raise my head. There's a woman on the outside looking inside. Does she see me? No, she does not really see me, 'cause she sees her own reflection.
Now she wrote this about. She wrote this about Bill. Do you know this? A little bit of trivia.
No.
New York, Tom's Diner, the exterior of which you see in Seinfeld.
That's Tom's Diner?
Yeah, that's where she.
Oh.
I try not to talk too loud.
Where is Suzanne Vega today?
She actually just put out a new song. They sent it to me a couple of weeks ago, and it was okay. Yeah, so she's still at it.
All right.
Why is my head filled with all this useless information?
Because it's what
It's your job,
It's what we
Todd.
do for a living.
It's true.
All right, we got big boy news and opinioendo right now. And then Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you will win.
We are giving away Collective Soul tickets. They're going to be in town July 13th at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. It's Collective Soul and Live and Our Lady Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Collective Soul tickets, if you play Frank Christ Presents at 877-602-9696 right after the news. And then, of course, Things That Must Go at 7. We need your Things That Must Go. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put Must Go in the subject line so Katie can print those up for us and bring them in. Big boy news now, brought to you by...
Want to plan a trip but don't know where to start? Your local travel pros at Travel Club 365 will take the time to get to know you and will fully customize the vacation of your dreams with no planning fees. Call or text Travel Club 365. Their number is 801-441-0102. That's 801-441-0102. TravelClub365.com.
Well, let's talk about Val Kilmer. We really talked more about Jim Morrison. Val Kilmer, who was a leading man. He had starring roles as Jim Morrison and as Batman. But he was also considered a really a good actor and also a high-profile supporting actor. He died on Tuesday in Los Angeles. He was 65. The cause was pneumonia, said his daughter Mercedes Kilmer. He was tall and handsome. And he was perfect as Jim Morrison. Mm-hmm. His first movie was a Cold War spy movie spoof called Top Secret, in which he played an American singer in Berlin.
It was made from the guys who made Airplane.
It's actually funny. I watched that not that long ago.
He was, as we said, played Jim Morrison in Oliver Stone's The Doors. He played the cameo role of Mentor, an advice-giving Elvis, as imagined by the film's anti-heroic protagonist played by Christian Slater in True Romance, a violent drug chase caper written by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Tony Scott. He had top billing in Thunderheart with Sam Shepard. He was, of course, Batman. And it was Batman Forever, I believe, with Tommy Lee Jones.
He took over from Keaton. Yeah.
And he was good. He was very good as a Batman.
Was he on only one of the Batman movies?
Only did one.
Did one. He was in Tombstone in that movie where everybody had big mustaches.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, Bill Paxton, he was good at what he did. And
of course, the Island of Dr. Moreau.
Well,
don't forget that
with Brando. Pretty strange. So anyway, Val Kilmer, he was only 65. Now, let's see. Here's an interesting story that my wife alerted me to. Rarely do politicians admit to getting it wrong, but Giancarlo Cara is an exception. Given the choice again, the Canadian councillor would not have voted to stop putting fluoride in his city's water supply. But he did, back in 2011. Along with 9 other councillors, over concerns that fluoride was too expensive to pump the mineral into the drinking water sources of Calgary, Alberta. Mm-hmm. But since then, a decade ago, they took fluoride out of the water.
Yep.
1.4 million people who live in Calgary have been without fluoridated water, and it appears it has come with a great cost. Multiple studies have shown dental decay and cavity treatments in children rising in the years that followed. The number of children receiving intravenous antibiotics for infections originating from rotting teeth has also increased. If I could do it over, I would not have voted to remove fluoride from the water supply, Mr. Cara said. Calgary is one of the largest North American cities without fluoridated water, and it serves as a cautionary tale for the United States, where Trump's nomination of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for health secretary raises the prospect of a nationwide reversal of fluoridation. But we've already done it here in Utah.
Yep, we're way ahead of the curve.
We're trailblazing here.
But so Calgary has voted again, and they're putting fluoride back into the water because it has been a disaster.
Thank you, Calgary.
It has been an absolute disaster.
So naturally, we're going to step in there.
Yeah.
Good luck, you guys.
A mudslide closed both directions of a portion of US 6 in Spanish Fork Canyon yesterday. It was last night. I think they've got it all cleared away.
I saw that somebody had a dash cam, and it went right out in front of them, like that video was circulating, and it was just, they're driving along, and all of a sudden half the mountain just across the street, and
they got
trees.
Lucky. They got lucky, just missed them. This is a disturbing story. Aiden Batar understands the weight of leaving behind all you've ever known. It's not easy to leave your home country and go to a strange country, Batar said. Currently, the director of Migration and Refugee Services for Catholic Community Services here in Utah, Mr. Batar and his family fled Somalia during the Civil War to seek a new life here in the Beehive State. I never thought I was going to leave my home country, but due to the loss of family members and the loss of my own child, I never second-guessed. Mr. Batar is now facing another challenge, as his organization's refugee resettlement program that helped his own family resettle is cutting back on their services. Catholic Community Services is no longer receiving the federal funding that they needed and has been forced to let go 25 staff members. They've had to cancel resettlement flights for people who were all set to come to Utah. This is the first time I'm seeing such a situation happening to our program, Batar said. The federal money has been cut because, well, you know, Elon Musk said we ought to cut it.
Yeah.
And that means now the Catholic Community Services will continue to help the people that are already here, but they're not bringing any more in. No refugees will be able to come because they don't have the money. And local food banks are bracing for cuts.
Yep.
Well, I mean, this is a disaster.
It is.
Folks. It is a disaster.
And you voted for it.
More sex abuse charges have been filed against a former Salt Lake City fire captain. Chris Burke initially faced 7 felony sex abuse charges, but with more victims stepping forward, that number has more than doubled. Mr. Burke now faces 14 counts of forcible sexual abuse and 1 count of attempted forcible sexual abuse. 6 women and a girl testified Tuesday at his preliminary hearing, sharing similar stories of what Burke did to them while he was teaching as an EMT instructor. The allegations against him are incredibly creepy, and I'm not going to go into all of the details, but thank God he's facing a trial now.
Yep.
Donald Trump's second presidency was dealt a blow by voters in Wisconsin yesterday as they elected a liberal judge to the state Supreme Court, despite Elon Musk pouring millions of dollars into the race to sway the polls.
$20 million.
2 months into his barnstorming return to the White House, Trump celebrated victory in a pair of House races in Florida, which remained in Republican hands. The races were very close, but Republicans did manage to hang on to those seats in Florida.
They're very red areas.
Yeah, but the liberal judge in Wisconsin, Wisconsin Supreme Court, they tried to put a conservative in there, but that fell flat.
So right-wingers are trying to say that George Soros bought this. You know how much George Soros spent in this? $2 million. $2 million is all. $20 million for Elon. People just hate you, Elon. That's all there is to it.
Creepy Uncle Elon failed. What is the big significance, though, of that bill? Was it
because the Supreme Court in Wisconsin they had a judge retired. A judge retired, and so it was 3 conservatives and two liberals or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, if this means that liberal judges will continue to have dominance in the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
But that's just the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But it has reverberations throughout because Wisconsin's such an important state.
Sure.
The White House says tariffs, 25% tariffs on foreign-made cars and auto parts are set to kick in.
Today's Liberation Day, Bill. It's the liberation of your money.
Yep. The White House says the tariffs will raise hundreds of billions of dollars and spark more companies to produce their goods domestically. But economists say, no, that's probably not the case.
We're liberating your money into a rich person's wallet.
Even when you buy a car that was made in America, a lot of it wasn't. The parts chain is a global thing. Anyway.
And many economists
learn
say,
this if you...
in the end, it is pretty much always the domestic consumers that pay almost the full share of tariffs. And again, this is just the way tariffs work. Senator Cory Booker made history yesterday.
Yes.
In a feat of determination, the New Jersey Democratic senator held the Senate floor with a marathon speech that lasted all night and into Tuesday night. I think it was 25 hours.
25 hours. He broke Strom Thurmond's record.
Setting a historic mark to show Democratic resistance to President Trump's sweeping actions. Booker took to the Senate floor on Monday, saying he would remain there as long as he was physically able, and you're not allowed to go to the bathroom, you're not allowed to sit down. He lasted 25 hours and 5 minutes.
Without a pee break?
Yeah.
Without a pee break.
Okay, well, now that's... I didn't... Okay,
Yeah,
well, I
you
can
can't.
respect that.
It was a remarkable show of stamina. The record that he broke, Strom Thurmond, some 20-some-odd years ago. Strom Thurmond did a filibuster to try and prevent civil rights legislation from taking place.
Yeah.
I think it's significant that Cory Booker, a man of color, broke that record.
Well, and he even said that. He says, I'm going to do it because of the reason that guy did it. He didn't want me standing here at all, so I'm going to stand here for 25 hours.
And one other quick story. We need, a good friend of ours needs a little help. Mazza, the restaurant Mazza, is in trouble. They need some money, and our good friend Ali Sabah says that there is a GoFundMe. He's trying to save his restaurant. He's had a lot of trouble because of, when he had to shut down his place because of COVID, and he needs some help getting back on his feet. So you can help by going to GoFundMe.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
All right, sports brought to you by business owners. Do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? Well, McClure and Stewart are your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today, and they can get you some assistance. Now, in the world of sports, kind of a slow time. Utah Hockey Club does remain playoff eligible after a recent victory over Calgary. Although they're only ranked 6th in the Central Division, their playoff chances do remain, but they are kind of slim. It is still possible. We'll see how it goes. They take on the Los Angeles Kings tomorrow night at the Delta Center. BYU women's gymnastics competing against Utah State this afternoon in the Salt Lake City Regional semifinals. They were initially projected to not have a very spectacular season at all, and the NCAA regional competitions were not something that they saw in their future, but they surprised everyone, and here they are. They're going to be taking on the Aggies today at 2 o'clock at the Huntsman Center, and the Jazz lost, and they have a record-breaking 60th loss or something like that. They play Houston tonight at 6, and we probably know where that's going to go. Weather, it's going to be partly sunny and then not, and then maybe snow for a second, and then not, and then sunny, and then maybe some rain, and what the hell for the rest of the week.
All right. Thank you very much. Traffic?
Traffic. Let me open up
I got one from a caller. Accident between 35th and 31st, northbound left lane.
Okay, and that's really all I am seeing other than just your usual delays. So far, so good.
All right. That's the traffic.
What?
Sorry. I got to leave so Frank can come in.
All right. Oh, there he is. Hi, Frank.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Let me grab my jacket. It's cold in here now.
I'm sorry.
It's time for Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Yes, Frank is a Grim Reaper. He reaps celebrity souls, and he was busy yesterday.
Oh.
Did Val Kilmer go peacefully?
He did. He knew it was coming.
Frank took out a Batman.
Yes. Many people can say that.
No, that's true. Frank joins us for this fine game where he gives me a list of 4 celebrities, 4 actors, and 3 of the actors on this list are...
they're just fine.
But one of them Frank has taken because he is the Grim Reaper of celebrity souls. And it is the contestant's job to figure out which one of the celebrities on this list is dead. And do we have somebody to play?
Robbie is here.
Robbie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing good.
That's good to know, Robbie. Robbie, If you can identify the dead celebrity on this list, you will win what, Todd?
We've got tickets for Collective Soul and Live and Our Lady Peace July 13th at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right, because it's National Walking Day, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about people who go walking. Are you ready to go, Robbie?
I'm very ready.
All right, listen carefully. Which one of these celebrities is dead? Number 1, Dermot Mulroney, known for his work in a lot of movies. Young Guns, Staying Together, Point of No Return, The Last Outlaw, Angels in the Outfield, My Best Friend's Wedding. On TV, he was in Pure Genius, Shameless, and The Purge. There's a lot of walking in the survival movie he was in called The Mountain Between Us. Number 1, Dermot Mulroney. Number 2, Amber Tamblyn. She was on the soap opera General Hospital. She starred in the primetime series Joan of Arcadia, and she was also in The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and also I believe this was a TV movie, Why, the Last Man. She was in 127 Hours, about a nearly fatal walk in Canyonlands National Park. Number 2, Amber Tamblyn. Number 3, Tom Berenger, nominated for an Oscar for his work in Platoon. Other films he appeared in, Looking for Mr. Goodbar, The Dogs of War, The Big Chill, Eddie and the Cruisers, and Someone to Watch Over Me. He was in Shoot to Kill, about an FBI agent pursuing a suspect through the Pacific Northwest forest. Number 3, Tom Berenger. And finally, Shirley Knight, nominated twice for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for The Dark at the Top of the Stairs and Sweet Bird of Youth. She had leading roles in a lot of Hollywood films: The Couch, House of Women, The Group, The Counterfeit Killer, and The Rain People. In Redwood Highway, she played a woman who took a journey of 60 miles on foot to see the ocean. Number 4 is Shirley Knight. All right, Robbie, which one of those actors is dead?
You know, I'm a little stumped. I'm going to go with number 4.
Shirley Knight? That's a good guess.
Yes.
Yeah, she died in 2020 at the age of 83. And Frank, she was a lovely woman, wasn't
Lovely.
she? Yeah.
Too soon.
That's too soon. Congratulations, Robbie. You've won tickets to see
Collective Soul and Live and Our Lady Peace.
Pretty good, huh?
Oh, that's excellent. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hang on the line, and Katie will tell you what to do next.
Frank,
Yes?
stay the hell away from Michael Keaton.
Oh, he's fine. He's just fine.
He's fine. Okay.
He's just fine.
Leave the Batman
Is
alone.
there another Batman I could go? Would you like me to look at Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
You could do that.
Christopher Maloney is 64 today. Oh, Emmylou Harris is 78.
Oh, well.
Better get a scrunchie and go and check on her. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The traffic, it's just fine. It's just fine.
Nothing, huh?
Nothing yet.
You have a sponsor or anything?
Nope, we're done with
All
all
right.
that.
All right.
KXRK Provo. We'll be back after these messages with your list of things that must go. If you really, really hurry, you could get one in. Radio from Hell at X.
It's often said that the people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day. And today's word is...
Ta. Ta. Listen carefully. You'll hear the mayor of Mona, Utah, and his son Denver have a conversation with ta words sprinkled liberally throughout. And now the mayor of Mona, Don Criddle.
I'm the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and I've got a message for the town councils of some of Mona's neighboring communities. We here in Mona are tired of taking in your people. There's folks from down to Nephi and folks from up to Santaquin and some from the surrounding areas, like over to Goshen, who've been flooding across our town borders. They're coming to the Young Living Lavender Farm. They're coming to use our rope swing out to the pond. And these border crossers aren't the best people. A lot of them are drinkers and smokers and such. Now, I'm sure some of them are very fine people, but it's just too much. So today, I'm going to authorize our town council to take action.
What kind of action do you think the council will take, Daddy? Because if it was up to me, I know what I'd do about this immigration problem. I know what to do to stop it, Daddy.
I'm probably going to be sorry I asked this, But what the future mayor of Mona, Denver Criddle, what would you do to stop the flow of them people coming to our town?
It's simple, Daddy. We got to build a wall. We got to build a big wall, a beautiful wall, the biggest, the best wall all around Mona City. That would stop them.
All right, Denver, a wall. You're right. That would control them immigrants from Santaquin and the like from coming here. But hell, son, that's a lot of work to build a wall around the whole city. You need materials and manpower for a project such as that, don't you know?
I know, Daddy. I got an idea about that, too. We get a bunch of junked cars from the auto salvage place, and then we pile them junkers all around the town border. And then, you know what we also have an embarrassing abundance of here in Mona, don't you?
Yep. That would be tumbleweeds. We do have an embarrassment of tumbleweeds in this town.
That's right, Daddy. We got more tumbleweeds than we have residents of Mona. So we take as many tumbleweeds as we need, and we put them all around the border, kind of fill in any gaps that there might be. Because I'm telling you, Daddy, folks trying to sneak into Mona from up to Santaquin or down to Nephi will get one look at that junk car and tumbleweed barricade. They'll hightail it right back to wherever they came from.
Son, I think you may have something. I'm going to head over to the council meeting right now and pitch it to them.
Will you tell them it was my idea, Daddy? It was my idea.
No, I won't. I'll tell them that this idea came from the future mayor of Mona, Utah, whose last name just happens to be Criddle.
But it was my idea, Daddy, not the future. Oh, wait. That is me, isn't it, Daddy? Tell them that I am their retribution.
Denver, you don't catch on quick, but you do eventually catch on.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
Well, that's over.
You know who's listening right now is Laverne in Sandy.
Oh, yeah?
She's already at work in Sandy and excited for the upcoming Things That Must Go.
Well, good.
Way to go, Laverne. In Sandy. All right. It is Things That Must Go. Is this sponsored at all?
No.
All right.
Things that must go on the radio.
These are things that are bugging you, our dear friends of the program, things that you're upset about, things that you want out of your life, things that must go. If you email them to us, radiofromhell@x96.com, you put must go in the subject line. And maybe if we read yours on the air, it'll make you feel better. And maybe we were told sometimes these things do actually disappear from your life. So it's things that must go. Why don't you start, Todd?
All right, this is a true story. Things that must go in my real life. 1 week ago today, I had my windshield replaced. There were numerous chips and cracks, and finally I said, okay, it's to that point.
Okay.
And then, I'm not kidding, yesterday I'm driving into work in the snow to the damn sales meeting. I should have just stayed home.
Should have.
and rock chip. Bam.
Yeah.
Right there on the freeway.
Yeah.
Not even making it a week.
Yeah.
And then another thing that must go, those thugs and criminals that are part of our health plan that are supposed to pay back our medical expenses. Bill, you know what I'm talking about.
I sure do.
Yeah, criminals. And it's my goal. I'm going to make sure that they lose the Broadway Media account.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm on it.
All right.
I'm going all the way to the
You've started.
state insurance commissioner.
All righty. And any other must-goes?
And then a couple here from some friends of the program.
Yes.
Sid sent some in. She said the frequency and intensity of maintenance that it takes to keep my aging human body functioning at a mediocre level. It's too much to think about. I totally hear you. When a job posting lists the position is remote, but what they really mean is that the position requires travel and you'll be expected to work remotely. And then finally, my noise-canceling headphones, not canceling enough noise, and I can still hear my coworker clearing his sinuses every 2 minutes. Thank you, Sid. Sorry, pardon me.
Sorry about that.
One more here. This one from Jana. She says, text messages in replacement of an email, letter, or phone call. And abbreviations that are this one, like IYKYK. Most of these don't make sense and are not well known in normal circumstances in communication. Now, I know this because I have 4 nephews that are between the ages of 16 and 18. And when they send me a text message, I often have to get out the Urim and Thummim to figure out what in the hell are they talking about.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yep, there you go.
All right, I'll go next. This is from Lindsay, because it says, "Hi, I'm Lindsay. My thing that must go is past evictions making it impossible to get housing without subletting and under-the-table situations. The only reason we were late on rent was because we got bed bugs, and they had to professionally clean the apartment, so they charged us, and that put us behind, and we weren't able to pay rent on time last month of our lease. If anyone has advice, please, it says, if anyone has advice what I could do, please email me. And there's an email. I don't think I feel comfortable giving the email address.
Probably not.
On the air, though. Sorry, Lindsay. Let's see. This one says, feel free to use my name. Okay, Tyler. Job hunting. 99% chance that you will not get any message beyond an automated, thanks for submitting your resume. We will blah, 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 blah. I can deal with the rejection. I just hate the nothing throwing my resume into the void and not just getting an automated response.
But at least you're getting a response. No. Most people don't even get that.
P.S. If anyone's looking for a systems administrator, I'm free. And number 2, when Bill says, thank you, and then caller name, say thank you, John, or say thank you, Tyler. He's served up a great joke, and not one person has done the joke. And I keep wondering that myself. When I say thank you, Tyler, then Tyler should respond, thank you, Tyler. You see, but they don't do it.
They don't.
Thanks for letting me listen. And then finally this one, good morning, Radio from Hell. My things that must go are the rain at the Doxy Derby this past weekend. It made waiting in line for a beer and a corn dog worse. Nick Davis overworked that he can't tell the difference between a scratch-off and a ticket and a lottery ticket. He works really hard covering for Gina, and his show at 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., he deserves to relax like Victoria Ratliff with a bottle of Lorazepam at a luxurious Thai resort from the White House, from the White Lotus, and now you can interrupt.
Sorry, I'm playing a part of Gene. I'm supposed to interrupt, and that's why I'm covering for Nick today, because he desperately needs a break. He needs a couple of hours of sleep.
And also getting hot sauce from Taco Tuesday squirted on my shirt. Thanks for letting me listen. Tony. Carrie.
All right. First one is from the foot of Mount Doom, from our house. Give you an idea of how difficult we have it. Thick lemon rinds that make it hard to squeeze the lemon juice out.
God.
I hate that.
Oh, my God. That's
it's
awful.
It's just the worst, isn't it?
Yep.
Trying times. Trying times. Let's see. This one from our old friend Chuck. I'm going to do this in a proper accent, by the way.
Okay.
Having just moved to Louisiana, here's some southern things that must go. Just when I get my pool clean, a storm comes through. Thunderstorm comes through, dumping all kinds of trash in my pool again, so I have to clean it like every day.
Oh, no.
Man, oh, man. Speaking of thunderstorms, my dog don't like them. Every time there's a clap of thunder, dog's going nuts. Sorry, Chuck.
Acting.
Thank you. Let's see. Does not say I can say, so I won't. My family talking about transgenders not having science behind it. rather than researching it. My son is transgender, and you would think that they would research it since they have a transgender nephew. They must go. And this one from, let's see, this one from Annie. Thing that must go is dedicating years to a job only to become too expensive wage-wise for the company's budget and getting phased out. Another thing that must go is when the honest entry-level work, such as Target, things like that, employers decide that you're a flight risk because you're too overqualified. Not being able to find a job in either place must go. Not to be a bummer, but these are things that must go.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Traffic looks like we're getting a little bit of a slowdown coming into Salt Lake City on northbound I-15. Kind of all the major arteries into the Salt Lake Valley are experiencing kind of just the typical slowdowns. And traffic brought to you by Stubbs Dental, award-winning services, life-changing results. Visit StubbsDental.com to book your appointment now.
All right, we got boners coming up. Here are the candidates you'll vote for this morning. Number 1. Oh, everybody knows that. Boner candidate number 2, no fishing. And boner candidate number 3, why do we elect people like this?
All right. Boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by for all of that. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
Yeah, both Carrie and I have had our vision corrected at Hoops Vision.
Me too.
Oh, yeah, Todd.
That's right.
Yeah,
I did it back in 2007.
But right now they have a new thing at Hoops Vision. They have the Zeiss Visumax 800. This is the most advanced laser technology available in the world today. So if you've been told that LASIK or PRK won't work for you in the past, well, it very probably will now at Hoops Vision. It's called Smile. It's not just a happy face. It's a new type of laser surgery that works for people with nearsightedness and astigmatism. You know what's even better than that? $1,000 off.
Well.
Oh, this one says 800.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I don't either because we just recorded one that says 1,000.
A big discount.
It's
a large discount.
It's $800 to $1,000.
Yeah.
877-30 LASIK is the number to call. Make your appointment. You can go to hoopsvision.com as well.
Please don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Sounds great. Please don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Sounds great. Please don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Sounds great. Please don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, God, what a great song.
Because on this day, in 1991, Ned's Atomic Dustbin released their debut studio album, Godfather.
It's solid all the way through.
Featuring that song, Happy until you find out. And, of course, Grace L. Green.
We have a texter that sent in a message here. Morgan of Draper saw Ned's Atomic Dustbin at DV8 in the early 90s. Morgan, I was there.
Yep.
Yeah, I
It
was
was
too.
such a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Great band. They had two bass players. They had one that played traditional bass and one that kind of played like a lead bass.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. My head is just filled with unnecessary knowledge.
Unnecessary Ned's Atomic Dustbin knowledge. All right. Well, it is time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, April 2, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. And once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive. Can't buy it.
Can't buy it. Gotta win it. Boner T-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's Boner candidate number 1. Oh, everybody knows that. According to a report from ProPublica, Centers for Disease Control bosses told the organization's staff to bury a report that draws a line between being unvaccinated against measles and contracting measles.
Yeah.
Leaders at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention ordered the staff this week not to release their experts' assessment that found the risk of catching measles is high in areas near outbreaks where vaccination rates are lagging, according to internal records reviewed by ProPublica. In an aborted plan to roll out the news, the agency would have emphasized the importance of vaccinating people against the highly contagious and potentially deadly disease that has spread to 19 states now. A CDC spokesperson told ProPublica in a written statement that the agency decided against releasing the assessment, quote, because it doesn't say anything that the public doesn't already know.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
She added that the CDC continues to recommend vaccines as, quote, the best way to protect against measles. We're going to put it out there. If everyone knew it was the best way to protect against measles, then wouldn't there be many folks, there wouldn't be so many folks currently getting the disease, would there? The writer of the ProPublica report, Patricia Callahan, suggests that the CDC staying mum on measles may be a sign that they're ready to kiss Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s ass if, need be.
Oh, yeah.
Americans
it's coming, folks. You voted for it.
Americans and the rest of the world may soon have illnesses beyond measles to fret over. There are a lot of people who didn't vote for it.
They knew who I'm talking to.
So there you go. Boner candidate number 1. Oh, everybody knows that. Here's number 2. No fishing. A Florida woman is facing charges after allegedly pointing a gun at 2 boys who were fishing in a pond near her backyard. She forced them to the ground where they remained for about 5 minutes until her husband exited the residence and disarmed her, according to an arrest affidavit. Deputies responded to a home on Royston Drive in Melbourne, Florida. Donna Elkins called 911 to report 2 boys fishing in her backyard. She told the dispatcher that she had petrified them and that she had stopped them and that they were laying on the ground. According to deputies, the boys stated that they were fishing in the pond behind Elkins' home when she pointed a gun at them. It was later identified as a pellet gun. She then ordered them to the ground and told them they couldn't leave and threatened to blow their heads off.
With a pellet gun.
Well, they didn't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, the boys remained on the ground in fear for their lives due to the presence of the gun. Elkins' husband came out of the house and disarmed her. 2 other children who witnessed the incident provided deputies with similar accounts of what happened. Oh, by the way, nobody was hurt, but they checked. The boys were fishing in a little pond located near her backyard, but not in her backyard. As a matter of fact, it was 30 feet from her property line.
You can just almost hear her husband coming out of the house and seeing it. Now, Donna, put down the beer and put down the gun.
Donna, are you going crazy? No fishing. Boner candidate number 2. Boner candidate number 3 coming up in a minute. Why do we elect people like this?
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Penuendo, brought to you by.
If you'd like to advertise on this radio station, our good buddy Nick Davis can get you hooked up with a sweet deal. Reach out to us.
Davis at bwaymedia.com.
Yes.
There you go.
So we've heard a little bit about this, but I guess it really is coming together. The director, Sam Mendes, is set to direct a 4-film project, and each film will focus on one member of the Beatles. So a movie about Ringo, a movie about George, a movie about Paul and a movie about John. Sony's long-awaited movies biopic plans finally coming together. Mendes took the stage at CinemaCon in Las Vegas to reveal the cast and the features, and said that all 4 films are set for theatrical release in April of 2028.
Oh, in the same month.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mendes brought the cast on stage. To star in the films are Paul Mescal as Paul McCartney.
That's the guy with the longish hair in the middle with the arms folded.
It's X96.com.
Kind of a buff Paul McCartney is what it looks like.
X96.com/live. Paul McCartney and Harris Dickinson as John Lennon.
He's the one on the far end there.
Joseph Quinn as George Harrison.
He's on the other end.
And
over
Barry
here.
Keegan as Ringo Starr.
Perfect casting for Ringo.
They're all way hotter than the Beatles, though.
Yeah.
Each of the 4 movies will focus on one member of the Fab Four. We're not just making one film about the Beatles, we're making 4. Perhaps this is a chance to understand them a little more deeply. Mendes claimed that Sony film boss Tom Rothman called the projects the first bingeable theatrical experience. I
like that approach.
It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
That's what we like.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
So you'll have to wait till April of 2028. Let's see. So we had that boner candidate number 1 about the CDC. A measles outbreak in West Texas is continuing to grow in cases. As state health officials work to contain the spread of the highly contagious disease, the Texas Department of State Health Services said Tuesday 422 cases have been identified in the state since late January, 42 of which have required hospitalization. For reference, Texas was reporting 146 cases in the state about a month ago. So 146 a month ago. It's now risen to 422.
I think there are now more trans athletes or more cases of measles than there are trans athletes.
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
But we're working on the trans athlete thing. Yeah.
Let's do important work here, people.
Well, if we could come up with a vaccine for trans athletes, then we'd really be the best way.
Never mind.
The best way to prevent getting sick is to be immunized with 2 doses of a vaccine against measles, which is primarily administered as the combination measles, mumps, rubella vaccine, said the Texas Department of Health. 2 doses of the MMR vaccine are highly effective at preventing measles. By the way, let's see, other places of measles have been reported. 19 different states now: Alaska, California, Florida, Georgia, Kansas, Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Texas, Vermont, and Washington.
The nation is getting dumber
by the minute.
Yep.
So prosecutors in the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York had accused Trevor Milton, Utah billionaire Trevor Milton, had accused him of fraud. They said he made false and misleading statements about nearly all aspects of his business, which was a business to develop a hydrogen and electric truck. His firm was called Nikola. He was sentenced in 2023 to 4 years in prison. He had been free on bail as he appealed the conviction. Fox 13 says the Utah Attorney General did not investigate the billionaire, future campaign donor for sex assault.
Yep.
On Thursday evening, Milton posted on Twitter that he'd received a phone call from Donald Trump, who informed him he'd been pardoned, a full and unconditional pardon. The pardon's not just about me, it's about every American who's been railroaded by the government.
Oh, is it?
And unfortunately, that's a lot of people, Milton said.
No.
Donald Trump said the reason he pardoned Milton was because he felt he'd been persecuted by the Department of Justice because he was a Trump supporter.
He was into Trump long ago. He was into Trump. He liked Trump. No, he donated after he realized he could give you money and get a pardon.
Yeah.
That's when he did it.
Yeah, it's really just stinks to high heaven.
Yeah.
The Department of Transportation is warning drivers about a new toll scam.
Oh, yeah, I got this.
Oh, did you?
I have that too, yeah.
Sue did too.
UDOT says it's received hundreds of inquiries this week about the scam in which drivers receive texts and phone calls claiming they have an unpaid balance with the Utah Department of Transportation. The scam texts or calls use UDOT's full name, claiming the driver has an outstanding toll that will result in legal action and urge that the fine must be paid quickly. The texts also include a link with utah.gov to make it appear official. Even I received a scam call today, and when I told them I work with the Utah Department of Transportation and we don't do this, the guy immediately hung up.
Utah, known for its many, many toll roads.
Well, the high occupancy lanes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You have to pay a toll for those.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife and several of her coworkers were also targeted, and so was Kerry Jackson and Todd Newcomb.
Yes.
It's a scam. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's see. House Speaker Mike Johnson exercised his power of the gavel Tuesday in an unusually aggressive effort to squash a proposal for new parents in Congress to be able to vote by proxy rather than in person as they care for their newborn children. In an unprecedented move, the House Republican leadership had engineered a way to quietly kill the bipartisan plan from two new mothers, Republican Representative Anna Paulina Luna of Florida and Democratic Representative Brittany Peterson of Colorado. If we don't do this right now, it'll never be done, said Luna, who gave birth in 2023. Peterson, with a diaper over her shoulder and a 4-month-old boy in her arms, stood on the House floor and pleaded with colleagues to turn back the Republican leadership's effort to stop their resolution. It is unfathomable that in 2025 we have not modernized Congress, she said.
Exactly.
So what they want to be able to do is, because they're caring for children, they want to be able to vote by proxy.
Yeah.
And what that means is, I'm home with my kid, but I'm calling in and I'm saying to a member of my delegation, tell them that Anna Paulina Luna votes such
Yes or
and
no,
such. Yes
yeah.
or no. So, well, Johnson says no. He says
women should stay home
look,
and raise the kids.
Look, I'm a father and I'm pro-family, he said.
No, you're not.
But I believe it violates more than 2 centuries of tradition and institution, and I think it opens a Pandora's box where ultimately maybe nobody comes here to vote.
Oh, now he's concerned about tradition.
This is such nonsense.
It is.
Because you can say, if you change the rules, you can say, you can only do this if you are a new mother or father,
Yes.
and that's the only exception we'll make. It doesn't mean that everybody should be able to vote by
And there
proxy.
are Republican men who vote via proxy all the time. Ted Cruz is really guilty of this, and nobody cares when he does it.
Rescue workers are trying to find more people in the rubble in that earthquake-torn Myanmar. 2,700 people now, they say, and it'll probably go over 3,000 people in that horrible earthquake.
The videos of that, the way it shook, are just horrifying.
Yeah.
We had our cute little earthquake, 5 years ago, and that scared the hell out of us. But my God, just knocks you off your feet. It looks so violent.
And finally, this story.
You have time.
Okay, let me do one or two others then.
Okay.
This is, let me open that up so I can do it. There it is. Members of President Trump's National Security Council, including White House National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, now they were involved in that signal scandal, revealing war plans in this what was it, Signal? Was that the app they used?
Yeah.
It's now been revealed that Waltz has conducted government business through his personal Gmail account.
Yeah.
According to documents reviewed by the Washington Post.
But his Gmails.
The use of Gmail as a far less secure method of communication than the encrypted messaging signal app Signal is the latest example of questionable data security practices by top national security officials already under fire for the mistaken inclusion of a journalist in a group chat about high-level planning for military operations in Yemen. A senior Waltz aide used Gmail for highly technical conversations with colleagues at other government agencies involving sensitive military positions and powerful weapons systems related to an ongoing conflict. That's just shameful.
Yeah, on his Gmail, which anybody can pretty much hack. I mean, it's just... But you didn't vote for Hillary because, she used an email server for recipes.
Now, Capitola, California. Capitola police have announced that a man who they arrested for drug offenses used the name of a popular movie character to try and avoid arrest. The suspect was arrested for fraudulent use of a stolen bank card, per Capitola police on a special media post. Police had also learned that he had felony warrants for theft. When asked what his name was, the suspect said, "My name is Tony Montana," the name of Al Pacino's character in Scarface.
Yeah.
The suspect was also wearing a Scarface T-shirt while he was being arrested.
First clue.
The suspect is linked to organized retail crime groups across California, and the investigation is ongoing. Commit crimes in Capitola. Don't be surprised to be arrested and booked into jail, said Capitola police on a social media post. Mr. Montana, whatever his real name was, also said, would you like to meet my little friend? All right.
If I ever am approached by the police and they want my name, I'm going to say Indiana Jones.
Just say Tom Barberi, like I do.
Okay.
I always say that.
All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
Weather, it's going to be partly sunny and then not, and then snow and then not, and then rain and then partly sunny, and it's going to be like that for the rest of the week.
Really?
Yeah, just bouncing all over the place. Am I doing, what else? Sports?
Traffic.
Traffic. Okay, traffic. We're looking at your usual slowdowns, a little bit of slowage occurring just past Murray into on northbound I-15. Basically, the ways into the Salt Lake Valley are experiencing the normal delays, and not really anything happening in Utah or Weber counties to speak of.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Why do we elect people like this? A state lawmaker has settled a lawsuit with the Utah School District to the tune of more than $300,000. I'm not quite sure how this person won the lawsuit. The legal battle, which began before Representative Matt McPherson, a Republican from West Valley, took office, dates back to the COVID pandemic and a school bus incident involving masks. That incident was captured on video. Even though the lawsuit is settled, the Granite School District says it still disputes what Mr. McPherson claims occurred. Meanwhile, McPherson, who was elected to the Utah House of Representatives in 2023, criticized the district and called the whole legal saga frivolous nonsense. So back in January of 2022, as the COVID pandemic was going on, McPherson's children boarded a school bus without wearing masks. Okay. The driver told the children, You need masks to stay on the bus. McPherson stood at the bus door, filming on his phone. They are exempt, McPherson said repeatedly. The driver radioed her boss, who backed her up. No, you've got to have an exemption before you can get on the bus without a mask. And McPherson didn't like that. You're violating state law, he said. You're violating the law. Those few minutes on the bus would lead to a 3-year legal battle, starting with a complaint by McPherson against the Granite School District. A district employee then sued Mr. McPherson. Finally, Mr. McPherson filed a countersuit against that employee and other district leaders. On that morning in January, McPherson's children eventually did get off the bus, and Mr. McPherson took to social media, claiming his daughter was removed from the bus forcibly despite having a medical exemption. Well, there's no evidence of that. He also attended a meeting of the Salt Lake Council to speak out against mask mandates. Mr. McPherson talked about his daughter's mental health and why she couldn't wear a mask, and he referenced the incident on the bus. The bus driver got in her face and started yelling at her, waving her arms around her, Mr. McPherson said. At one point, they tried to reach out and grab one of my daughter's arms to pull her off the bus. Didn't happen.
No.
The bus driver ushered children from the bus in accordance with her training with patience and respect. Well, one employee of the district sued McPherson because McPherson was, he said, libeling him. And this goes on, back and forth. And McPherson won the lawsuit. The district is paying him $300,000.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't either.
Other than maybe they're just paying him to have him shut up to go away.
But McPherson has been, he was reelected to office amid all of this.
Get rid of it.
I just don't know why do we elect people like this?
Get rid of it.
Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Oh, everybody knows that. This is the story about the Centers for Disease Control burying a report that draws a line between being unvaccinated and getting measles. They just buried it because they said, oh, this is just common knowledge. Well, if it was common knowledge, why are so many people getting measles? Boner candidate number 2, no fishing. A Florida woman facing charges after she pointed a gun at 2 boys who were fishing in a pond about 30 feet from her backyard. Not her pond at all. And boner candidate number 3, why do we elect people like this?
All right. Time to vote. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. The one that you think is the worst. Put that single digit in the message of a text, 1, 2, or 3. And then text that to 33986. Easy, easy, easy. Here they come. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice votes at 877-602-9696. All right? Another way to vote. Or you can go online, x96.com, look for the box that says Boner of the Day, April 2, 2025. Click and vote. And if you don't see that box, refresh. It'll appear. Click and vote. All right, you've got 4 minutes to get your vote in. Now, as soon as we award Boner of the Day, get your questions ready. Dr. Cobble will be on the phone. Your medical questions for people.
Yes, people.
People doctor. Get them ready for Dr. Cobble right after we award Boner of the Day, which is after this. Let's go.
Carrie.
Gotta get our game show music going.
Get ready for fun. Call the family and gather around your radio sets. Because it's time for America's favorite game, Beat Gina. I'm Johnny O for Old Crow Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Oh.
It was 1835 near Frankfort, Kentucky, that Colonel James Crow discovered a limestone spring. Colonel Crow invented the sour mash process, and the original limestone spring is still used in the distilling of his famous brand,
Lovely.
Old Crow, a truly great name among America's great whiskeys. Not blended, not adulterated, sold only in bottles, never sold in bulk, and guaranteed pure whiskey under the National Pure Food Law. And that's why we say, those in the know ask for Old Crow.
Nice.
Old Crow Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And when it comes to a person to run this game, those in the know ask for the truly great name among game show hosts, Carrie Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome.
Johnny Ola, ladies and gentlemen, professional game show announcer.
Aren't I, though?
Adds an air of legitimacy to this procedure.
Somebody needed to.
Also. Let's begin. The randomizer has chosen a contestant. Gina, you'll be going against Anissa. I think it's Anissa, right?
Amanda?
Amanda?
I think it was Amanda.
Is it Amanda?
I don't know. Katie said Amanda.
Oh, Amanda. There we go. Hi, Amanda. Sorry about that.
Hello.
Hi. All right, Amanda, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. Call it heads or tails.
Tails.
Coin toss app says tails,
Oh,
Gina.
you are one step closer to winning those tickets to see Dirty Heads. They're coming on June 17th.
All right, Amanda, this first question is for you since you won the toss. It is multiple choice trivia. If you get the question correct, then you get the point. If not, I'll allow Gina to answer it correctly for you and steal the point away. If you beat Gina, you get the Dirty Heads tickets. But if she comes from behind and beats you, what are you prepared to do in her name?
I'm going to be donating some towels and blankets to the Humane Society.
They always need that kind of thing.
They always do. All right. Okay, so the first question for you, Amanda. Let's see. It's video game trivia because Ready Player One was released on this day in 2018.
I liked that movie.
Yes, it was fun enough, wasn't it? All right, first question, Amanda. What was the original name of Mario in the video game?
Okay.
What was the original name of Mario? Was it 1, Jumpman, 2, Vito Corleone, 3, Luigi, or 4, the Big Ragu?
Jumpman.
Wow.
Jumpman is correct. Well, she
She said that like she knew it.
Not a
Jumped
single
right.
hesitation.
I did.
Okay.
1 point for Amanda. Your turn, Gina.
Gina,
Mm-hmm.
what is the most expensive video game ever produced?
Oh, okay.
Most expensive. Is it 1, Tandem Bike Ride with Your Mom?
Mm-hmm.
2, Let's Make a Baby? 3, Batman Arkham Asylum? Or 4, Star Citizen?
As much as Let's Make a Baby is probably the right answer, Arkham Asylum?
You think?
Oh,
Very
no.
sorry.
Amanda, you get a chance to steal. This is good
Boy,
news for you.
This is good news.
So I heard Arkham and Don't Make a Baby. What were the other two?
1, Tandem Bike Ride with Your Mom? Or 4, Star Citizen?
Oh, gosh. 4.
I gave that one to you, Amanda.
You got a point. Another point, Amanda.
I gave that one.
It's 2-0, and Amanda controls the question. This could be a hammer.
Okay, let's see. What orange furry character was a mascot for PlayStation? What orange furry character was a mascot for PlayStation? Is it 1, Trumpy, 2, Gritty, 3, Cubert, or 4, Crash Bandicoot?
I don't know. I'm going to say Crash.
Crash Bandicoot.
And you win the game.
I knew you'd
Nicely done. 3-0. That's really well done, Amanda.
I knew you'd win this.
Smoked me, Amanda.
What does Amanda win, Gino?
Tickets to see Dirty Heads on June 17th.
Congratulations, Amanda.
Hang on the line, and we'll get your information and tell you how to get those tickets.
Listen, I've got to go. It's time for me to have a splash of Colonel Crow's Sour Mash.
Oh, I see. I don't know if that's legal here.
I'm leaving the studio.
I mean, trade, in exchange for...
Oh, I pay them. I pay. Honest.
Oh, okay. All right. It's time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by Macaroni and Cheese, a macaroni and cheese bar.
Bar?
Yeah, you could put whatever you want on it, or roasted broccoli and bacon, and you just put what you want on it.
All right.
So kind of like a potato bar.
Yeah.
You said macaroni and cheese bar, and I thought like of a candy
Like
bar
a candy
shaped
bar.
like a
Yeah, no.
no. Okay, I get that.
That's it.
Sorry, got excited about that for a second. It's also brought to you by the folks at Travel Club 365. Want to plan a trip but don't know where to start? Your local travel pros at Travel Club 365 will take the time to get to know you and will fully customize the vacation of your dreams. With no planning fees, call or text Travel Club 365 at 801-441-0102. That's 801-441-0102, travelclub365.com.
We even had barbecue brisket to put on top of it.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, this was pretty interesting voting. Boner candidates number 1. Oh, everybody knows that. The measles won the CDC. And no fishing, boner candidate number 2. They each got a kind of an equal amount of votes. But boner candidate number 3 with just over 100 votes. Why do we keep electing people like this?
Yeah.
It wins Boner of the Day.
There you go. It's your Boner of the Day for today, April 2, 2025, now qualified to be Boner of the Week. Is this a sponsored feature, Todd?
Not
I'm
yet.
going to take that as a no, yeah.
Is Dr. Cobble on the line with
He
us?
is, yes.
If you would like to... Good morning, Dr. Cobble.
Good morning.
Oh, it's nice to hear from you.
Yeah, you as well.
It's been a while. If you would like to talk to Dr. Cobble, you may. 877-602-9696. You can ask him medical questions about your health. He can give you good advice on that because, well, he's a good doctor. I've seen his diploma hanging on the wall of his office.
It's real.
He's a real guy. I looked at it closely to make sure it wasn't fake, and I'm pretty sure it's real. Where did you get your degree in medicine, Dr. Cobble?
Oh, the University of Utah.
Yeah,
there you go.
So if you have any questions, you can ask Doctor. I want to know if you've seen any measles cases.
Well, that's one of the first questions we have as a texter. Says, I'm not sure if I ever was given the measles vaccine. Will it hurt me to get it now that I'm 40?
It does not hurt to get those vaccines. No, if you want to get one.
All right. But have you seen some measles?
Have you seen any?
I have not. I think you have to go to Texas to see that. And I think measles vaccines, I think we looked it up, they started around late 50s. So I think anyone that's over 65 should have had a measles vaccine.
Yeah. And if you had the measles...
Or under 65.
Yeah, under 65. If you had the measles as a child, you don't need to get a vaccine. Right?
Should be immune.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. Utah has not seen any cases yet. Do you have any idea what the vaccination rates are in Utah? Do we have the tendency to, get the vaccines, or you know?
I'd have to look that up. Usually we're pretty good, but I know Idaho's dropped quite a bit. Idaho's been a little suspect the last 2 or 3 years, and I know everyone has had vaccine fatigue after the COVID debacle.
Let's see. We got. Oh, there's somebody
There
on
we
line
go.
one.
Scott is here.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott. Go ahead.
What's your question?
Good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a real quick question for Cobble. I was wondering if you would suggest people look into getting colon cancer screenings earlier than is recommended for any kind of different symptoms. I know recently of someone who got stage 3 at just age 42. They hadn't been checked yet, obviously. So now it's a big struggle, and I hear it's been happening more. I was wondering about your insights on this and just to bring some awareness to it.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, the screening's supposed to start at 45. Anyone with a positive family history should get screened probably at 30 or 35. I think that if people have had a change in their bowel habits or any probably not unreasonable to go in and see a gastroenterologist and or get screened. But I think the screening's 45, starting at 35 or 40. I don't think it's unreasonable. Again, if somebody has diarrhea, constipation, change in the bowel habits, abdominal discomfort, or grandparents or aunts or uncles with colon cancer, I would screen earlier than 45.
Okay,
do you think
Scott?
they'll ever lower that based on the increased rates?
I don't anticipate that. I mean, the old screening value is 50 to 60, and about 5 years ago they lowered it to 45. But
so they're already on it. Okay.
I don't think they're going to lower it again anytime soon.
Okay.
All right. Well, I won't take any more of your time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
877-602-9696 is the number to call and ask Dr. Cobble questions.
Here's a text question. Having neck faucet problems?
Faucet?
I'm guessing voice to text is the situation. Having neck faucet problems with C5 through 7. Had PT and epidural and ablation. Nothing has worked. What should I try next?
Oh, I think facet. I think they're talking about arthritis of the facets between C5 and C7. I think if people don't respond to conservative measures, which might be the epidurals, anti-inflammatories, and physical therapy, then seeing a neurosurgeon may be the next option if conservative management's not helping. But that's arthritis of the little bony areas of the spine.
Oh, somebody wants to know if you had measles as an adult, do you still have the immunity like kids?
Yep, you should. If you've had the illness, you should have immunity.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Question for Dr. Cobble. I have to get a septoplasty and repair a collapsed valve. Will that change how my nose looks?
Well, it shouldn't. A septoplasty is in the nasal septum, and it shouldn't change how your nose looks. I wouldn't expect that.
Unless you want it to.
I mean, you might as well.
A lot of people do.
Yeah,
you're in there, you know.
Yeah, as long as you're up there, you know, messing around with it. If you want it to look different.
Is a septoplasty, is that like a deviated septum strategy? Is that what
that
addresses?
Typically. Yeah, that's typicically what they would be doing as a septoplasty.
Yeah, I've done that, and it's fine. My nose looks as hideous as it always has.
Well, you should have had a little work done when you were in there. I'm in Denver, Colorado. We just got a confirmation of a case of measles in Pueblo, south of us. It's on its way, folks.
877-602-9696 if you want to phone in and ask Dr. Cobble medical questions. That would be the way to do it.
All right. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Line up. Talk to Dr. Cobble.
Taking a look at the traffic situation, still pretty basic commute into the valley. It looks like from Murray all the way into the city center on northbound I-15, we're seeing some delays. Likewise, in that same direction on 215, and just basically the ways into the Salt Lake Valley are just your basic normal congestion.
All right. Thank you very much. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Line up. Talk to Dr. Cobble. He'll answer your questions here on the radio. We prefer your phone calls because, as you can tell, texting, sometimes you leave things out. But if you have to, text 33986. All right? There we go. Zero Res. They are here. Never been a better time to get a cleaner and healthier home with Zero-Res carpet and air duct cleaning. You need your air ducts clean. A lot of people don't think about that,
No.
you know? You just turn on the furnace, turn on the air conditioning. You don't think about having the ducts cleaned out.
Makes a huge difference.
And as far as your carpet goes, up to 40 pounds of particles accumulate in your carpets each year. We're talking dust, dirt,
It's
debris,
dead skin,
and fecal matter.
Like when your dog drags his butt. Mine was doing that this morning.
Exactly. So you need to talk to Zero-Res. Get 3 rooms cleaned for only $119 plus 1 hallway for free when you mention X96. Zero-Res using this patented technology to get your carpets insanely clean without the use of detergents or harsh chemicals. Helps them stay cleaner and longer. Good for the kids and the pets. It's better on your carpet as well. So let Zero-Res make your carpet new again. 866-ZERO-RES. Or go online to zerores.com to schedule your appointment today.
I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny Ola with another edition here of Beat Gina, the game show that America loves to play. Don't miss today's award-winning series, the ABC After School Special at 4:30. Peter Harris is a basketball star with a secret, and he's afraid to tell anyone. Peter is a top basketball player and, secretly, a brilliant ballet dancer. The only problem is his father and friends think ballet is for sissies.
Oh, no.
Can Peter stand up to the pressure once his secret is revealed? Don't miss It's a Special Gift with Steve Austin as Peter, Bill Sorrells as his father, and Alice Hinson as the mother, with Keen Holiday as Coach Sanford. Make sure you share this important presentation with your kids.
Please.
4:30 today on ABC's After School Special. And now, it's no secret that he's the best. Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you so much, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
You know, remember those after-school specials. These days, that would be called grooming. All right. God, what a planet. Anyway, let's see. Our contestant, the randomizer, is picking, and it is Neil. Are you there?
I am here.
Oh, Neil, you're going to play Beat Gina today, so let's get a coin toss in to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. Call it heads or tails.
Let's go with tails.
All right, coin toss app says heads. Gina is triumphant.
You are one step further away from winning these tickets to see Guns N' Roses October 24th at the Delta Center.
All right, because you lost the coin toss, Neil, that means that Gina gets the first question. Multiple choice. If she answers it correctly, she gets the point. If she doesn't answer it correctly, I'll allow you to answer it correctly, and you can steal the point away. And we'll go back and forth like that till one of you has 3 points. The TV show Friends premiered on this day in 1994. So we're going to have Friends trivia for you. Gina.
Yes.
What nickname did Monica's dad give her? Is it 1, Tiny Dancer? Is it 2, Little Harmonica? Is it 3, Monica Nucleosis? Or 4, Monic at the Disco?
Little Harmonica.
Little Harmonica.
And Elliot Gould played her dad.
Is that right? Okay.
Did either of them play the harmonica at any point?
I don't think so.
Apparently not.
Oh, that's dumb.
All right.
Neil, it's 1-0. Neil's turn.
Neil's question. Here we go. Let's go to this. What did Phoebe legally change her name to? Is it 1, Princess Consuela Banana Hammock? 2, Smelly Cat's Mommy? 3, Regina Phalange? Or 4, Nita Lee Hirschlag?
Let's go with that first one.
Princess Consuela Banana Hammock.
There we go. 1 for Neil. It's 1-1. Gina's turn now.
All right, let's see. Gina, what was the original name of the show? When they were developing it, it wasn't called Friends.
Okay.
They had another idea of it. What was the original name of the show Friends? Was it 1, Mein Kampf? Was it 2, Triumph of the Will? 3, Insomnia Cafe? Or 4, Central Perk?
Central Perk?
See, when she asked these questions,
Central Perk.
I'm terribly sorry.
She always has a querulous note in her voice, no matter what.
I know.
Let's go to Neil for the steal.
One more time with the
Yeah.
The answers: 1, Mein Kampf; 2, Triumph of the Will; or 3, Insomnia Cafe.
Let's go with the Insomnia.
That would be a good choice.
Yeah, it's 2-1 for Neil, and Neil controls the question. This could be the end.
It wasn't a good choice. That's why they changed the name. That's not a good choice.
No, Neil made a good choice.
Neil made a good choice. So it's Neil's question?
Yes.
All right,
And
Neil?
He could win on this.
What is the name of the comic book that Ross made when he was young? Now, all of these are real, except for the correct answer, which obviously was on the show and fake. So what was the name of the comic book Ross made when he was young? Was it 1, Battle Pope; 2, Science Boy; 3, Six Gun Gorilla; or 4, Shirtless Bear Fighter?
Let's try the Science Boy.
Yes, very good, Neil. Woo-hoo! Good. You're a Friends aficionado, apparently.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I guessed on that last one, but I used to watch the show.
All right,
I
Neil,
remember that.
congratulations. You have won the prize, and we'll tell you how to get it if you just hang on the line, all right?
Guns N' Roses tickets.
Very
good.
Hang on.
Somebody just sent me this. I didn't realize, but the after-school special, a special gift, they won a Peabody Award for that episode.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, listen, I've got to go. I've got ballet class coming up.
Oh, good.
And that's literally what Colby of Midvale just did. Listening in Midvale, he says, Dr. Cobble, it hurts when I do this. And we don't know what he's referencing.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
thank
just
you,
don't do
Colby
that.
in Midvale. Oh, and quick traffic update. Accident causing a standstill on northbound I-15 at Point of the Mountain.
Now, Dr. Cobble is on the line for one more segment, and we would like your phone calls, and there's a good reason for that. The number is 877-602-9696, and here's a reason for that. Can you discern what that text is, Carrie? I do something injections?
I haven't looked at that one yet.
Is it HRT injections?
Is it HRT injections? Does
Hormone replacement therapy.
Okay.
There we go.
And it says, sometimes I have to do them by myself. Where is the best place to inject?
On certain, if it's testosterone, usually we want it in the buttocks, but there are some testosterone shots that can go sub-Q in the abdomen, and then you can also do testosterone shots in the anterior thigh and the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
I presume that's the question.
Okay. So 877-602-9696 if you have a medical question for Dr. Cobble.
All right. Question for the Ute doctor. I recently had surgical distal bicep tendon repair. My bicep was 98% detached. I'm following the recommendations by my surgeon. However, would BPC 157 improve healing? There are several animal studies, but limited human studies. This does not sound good.
You have any idea what that's all about?
I don't know what BPC 157 is, but I think it's going to heal if you had surgery and follow the physical therapy and do the things.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if BPC is like a collagen supplement, but I don't think it would hurt it. And I think doing the physical therapy and following their instructions are great.
Yeah, talk to your doctor there.
We got line one there.
Oh, we have line one?
Yep.
There we go.
It's
Let's see.
Jill.
Jill is here.
Hi, Jill. What's your question?
Hey, so I had a rupturing cyst on my ovary over the weekend, and I'm just wondering, how many times I have to either have cysts that keep happening on my ovary, or they have to explode before insurance will generally allow that to be removed?
Well, it depends on your age group and what your gynecologist would like to do. Some women, if they're having recurrent ovarian cysts and they can't control it with birth control therapy or hormone management therapy, then they might be a candidate for a laparoscopic oophorectomy. That's a removal of the ovarian cyst. Or if they're having a lot of menstrual bleeding in association with it, with the anemia or the other medical problems may allow for surgery to remove the uterus and the ovaries.
And insurance, it's anybody's guess what they'll approve.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly.
Depends on the mood.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Is that it, Jill?
Yeah, is there any way to
Yeah.
avoid that from happening? Like you said, maybe the hormone therapy or something?
Well, I think hormone therapy is one of the best ways to modulate ovarian cyst issues. It's possible caffeine products, soda pop products make it worse. So you might look at those types of things, but typically hormone replacement therapy of some kind or birth control therapy will prevent the cysts from the issue you're describing.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Jill.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Here's a text question. I've had intense neck pain for about a year. There are moments of relief, but typically it is a daily issue. I did have a serious fall that I did not go to the doctor for about a year and a half ago. There's your problem. Is it possible to have developed a neuroma in there because it feels similar to one that I had in my foot several years ago?
Well, Martin's neuromas are pretty common. I think that I wouldn't typically think of a neuroma in the neck. I think you probably have injured your neck, and I think it's reasonable to get X-rays and or MRI of the neck and or see a medical doctor and have it evaluated. Some people find value with chiropractor. I think whatever fits into your medical routine, but I think if it's been bothering you for a year, you ought to go see somebody and have them do some imaging to see if there's something that needs to be corrected.
All right.
Todd?
We got another text question. Somebody wants to know your take on semaglutide and probably tirzepatide as well. Is it a lifelong thing? What is maintenance like with that? And those are the weight loss injection things that everyone's doing.
Well, semaglutide or tirzepatide are approved for diabetes and under the names of Mounjaro and Ozempic, and then they're approved for weight loss under the names of Zepbound and Wegovy. Just have a different name for a different FDA indication. They're approved lifelong for either indication, so people with type 2 diabetes can take them for life, and people with obesity can take them for life. That chemical pathway has been on the research market since 1964.
Really?
And then that chemical pathway came onto the diabetes treatment market in 2004. So a lot of history with those products, a lot of safety, a lot of efficacy data. For weight loss, Ozempic, called Wegovy, came on the market for weight loss maybe 6 years ago. And then Mounjaro maybe a year and a half ago, called Zepbound. But anyway, the generic names are tirzepatide, semaglutide. The brand names are the other four names that I mentioned. But
I lost
think
30.
they're remarkable and very well tolerated.
I lost 30 pounds on it so far.
Yeah.
It's expensive, though, isn't it?
Can be, yeah.
Yeah, it is, but I think in the scheme of things, if you use the manufacturer coupons, typically it's around $550, $600 a month. But I find most of my patients are saving that much money and not buying groceries or going out to the restaurants. So it's kind of a balancing act.
It really is true.
Most people lose about 10 pounds a month. I've had a lot of people start at 320 and get down to 210, and nothing else ever worked for them. And it's certainly a lot cheaper than surgical interventions that people, might have been their only option 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. Let's see, we got line one.
Let's go to line one. It's Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea. What's your question?
Hi. Okay, so I'll most likely have a hysterectomy where I'll need hormone replacement therapy. And my question is, how does that affect heart health? Because when I Google about it, the vague answer is heart health, and that kind of makes me a little nervous.
Does it affect your heart health to have hormone therapy, Dr. Cobble?
I think it's probably pretty neutral. I think if somebody's a smoker, they're higher risk for blood clots with hormone replacement therapy. So I don't really like to do long-term hormone replacement therapy in people that smoke. I think if they do have a family history of blood clotting disorders, I'm a little more hesitant. If you've had a hysterectomy, you only have to go on estrogen, and they do have patches. And so if somebody comes in with a heart attack on oral hormone therapy, people switch them to the patch. We think that the estrogen patch is less likely to contribute to risk, but I think that, if there are risk factors for heart disease like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, manage those with other lifestyle issues or medications. I think the hormone replacement therapy, the risk is very low.
Okay.
And there are a lot of options.
All right. There you go, Chelsea.
There you go, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Yeah, see ya.
Right.
Thank you.
Now we have an anonymous caller. I would just say to the anonymous caller, watch your step. Okay?
I know what this is, so
Yeah.
if you're serious, is this a serious question, anonymous caller?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay, go ahead.
So I recently got diagnosed with Peyronie's disease. It's where my shaft...
Yeah, we know.
We know.
We know. We know.
Yeah, we know what it is.
And the doctor I saw said it was too close to the urethra for the shots or anything, and the only thing he could do was put a stitch on the other side to straighten it out. And I was just wondering if there's any other options or if there's any other things I can or should try.
Have you ever dealt with this, Dr. Cobble?
Yeah, I don't treat it. I have patients with it. I mean, I do. I'm not a urologist, so, but I have seen it, and I do have patients that can do conservative management versus surgical management or injections like he's describing. But I think your best option is to get 2 or 3 opinions from a urologist you're comfortable with, because there are a lot of options for treatment now where when I trained, there were very few treatments, just
there you go.
Oral medication. But I'd get another opinion or two.
Get some more
It
opinions.
should be manageable.
Get another opinion, Anon.
See you later.
Thank you very much.
And if you want to know what Peyronie's disease is, look it up.
Yeah, look it up. All right. Well, it's all the time we have.
I used to grow Peyronie's in my garden. They were beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we're out of time, aren't we?
Yes.
So don't call anymore. Dr. Cobble, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right. Traffic, please, Todd.
Looks like we have that incident, that accident on northbound I-15 at Point of the Mountain causing pretty much a standstill, so some delays there as you're heading into the valley. Other than that, just your basic slowdowns. Brought to you by the Broadway Center Cinemas. See movies on the big screen at Broadway Center Cinemas. This weekend, don't miss the David Lynch tribute with Elephant Man starring Anthony Hopkins. This early classic is available on the big screen both Friday and Saturday. Get tickets and showtimes at slfstix.org.
All right. Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song, except it's Beat Todd.
Did you pick a difficult category that I'm going to fail miserably?
Oh, Michael Fassbender trivia. The actor.
I don't even know who that is.
Good.
It's mostly X-Men questions.
You're totally going to win. You'll sweep.
What is the prize?
Oh, the prize is actually worth your time because we got tickets for Mumford & Sons. They're going to be in town with Good Neighbors on June 14th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
Mumford & Sons tickets at 877-602-9696. That is the number to call. Get in line. The sooner the better to play Beat Gina or Beat Todd today. You're probably going to win these Mumford & Son tickets.
Easily.
877-602-9696.
Hey, kids, we know you love CBS's hit show CSI, but have you ever thought about bringing forensics to your own home?
No.
Now you can with the 2007 edition of the CSI Fingerprint Examination Kit. Check for crime in the bathroom, the kitchen, or even your parents' digital gun safe. Spread that dust everywhere in your home, but just be sure to hold your breath around the special forensics powder, as up to 7% of it consists of asbestos, which will leave a fun set of prints on your lungs. And now, solving a major case of game show entertainment, your host, Gary Jackson.
Thank you, Nikki Ola.
It's good to be back.
It is good to have you. All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. You'll be going up against Steve today, Gina.
Hi,
Steve, are you there?
Yes.
All right, Steve, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game if you call it correctly. Heads or tails, Steve?
Let's go tails.
All right, let's see what happens. It is tails.
Oh, you're one step closer, Steve, to winning what, Nikki?
You are going to potentially win Counting Crows tickets. We're performing August 21st over at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right. That depends on how much Steve knows about Glenn Close.
It really doesn't, Steve. It really doesn't.
It's multiple choice pop culture trivia. The first question is for you, Steve, to answer on your own. If you get it correctly, you get the point. If not, that Gina, she's been paying attention, and she knows the correct answer, and she'll steal it away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Because it is Glenn Close's birthday today. It's Glenn Close trivia. All right. Sorry, it's just running out of topics.
It's all right.
First question, Steve. Glenn Close. During a reshoot of Fatal Attraction, Glenn Close suffered a concussion from one of the takes. After being rushed to the hospital, she discovered what?
Oh.
Is a 1, a rare condition called fetus in FIFU, FIF. A malformed parasitic twin was found inside of her body, appearing as a mass in the abdomen. Was it 2, she had persistent sexual arousal disorder? Was it 3, she was 3 months pregnant? 4, she had a lump in her breast that was cancerous?
I'm going to guess 3.
Correct. 3 months pregnant with her daughter, Annie.
Steve Areno, that's 1 point for you, but we got to throw the question over to Gina.
All right, Gina?
Yes.
She has collaborated with Disney many times.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these movies has she not been a part of?
Okay.
So 3 of them she's been in. One of them
not.
she is not. Tell me which one she is not. Is it 1, Guardians of the Galaxy? Is it 2, Witches Be Hatin'? Is it 3, Tarzan? Or 4, 101 Dalmatians?
Witches be hating.
Witches Be Hatin'.
Well, which is the one in the lead is what I would say, because they're tied up. Back to Steve.
Steve, what was Glenn Close's first major film role? Her first major film role. Is it 1, as the part of Lucy in Since You're Leaving Anyway, Take Out the Trash? Or was it 2, Kimberly in That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf? Is it 3, Sarah in The Big Chill? Or 4, Jenny Fields in The World According to Garp?
I think The Big Chill.
You would think The Big Chill, because I threw it in there to confuse you.
They came out very close to the same time,
1
though,
year
Terry
after the
Jackson.
other. 1 year after the other.
You could say Glenn Close. Gina Barberi for this steal.
World According to Garp.
Correct. Yes. Which is a great movie.
Yeah.
That's 2 points for Gina. Can she take her home right now?
I could.
Gina?
Yes.
What side business does Glenn Close run with her sister? She has a side business.
Okay.
Is it 1, a bookstore and coffee shop?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 2, a dog grooming and daycare service? Is it 3, Mary Kay cosmetic sales? She is so close to that pink Cadillac,
Almost
you guys.
there. Almost there.
Or is it 4, saw blade sharpening service? Glenn will come to you.
It's what I want to do with my sister, a bookstore and coffee shop.
Correct.
And Gina takes her home.
Oh.
3-1, Steve.
Yeah.
Steve?
Nice work, Gina.
Oh, see how nice Steve is? He's a gracious loser.
He is.
And because of that, I'm going to give you the Counting Crows tickets, even though I beat you today, Steve.
Well, aren't you just so damn nice, Steve?
All right.
Thank you, Gina.
You're welcome.
Steve, hang on the line and we'll tell you how to get those tickets.
Thanks for having me. I got to go scrub some fingerprints.
All right. Because on this day in 1986, Book of Love released their self-titled debut studio album featuring the singles Boy, You Make Me Feel So Good, and I Touch Roses.
I could swear to God I was DJing a dance party at the 49th Street Galleria playing that very song not that long ago.
Let's see, Ryan in Tokerville, Book of Love, they were the opening band at my first ever concert, Depeche Mode, in 86. How about that? All right. Well, let's play our game. Is this sponsored, Todd?
Oh, it is. Love live music, tired of paying too much for tickets and beers? Experience great live music and adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Utah's coolest venues. Don't miss Tom Petty tribute band Petty Theft, April 18th at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Well, this will be fun, won't it? A chance to beat Todd and win a fine prize. But first, this from me, Johnny O, for Shenley Whiskey.
Okay.
Sure, taxes are high.
Yes.
But they are by the tools of victory. You can still drink to that in a glass of the best. Shenley. America makes the best of everything, you know. The best of the times and the best of products in every field, including the world's best whiskey. From Shenley's vast reserves, the largest in the USA, you get the best whiskeys from Kentucky, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, blended with finest grain neutral spirits for perfect mildness. It's unique. It's America's best. Try it tonight. Drink Shenley, America's best. The taste it takes 4 states to make.
Well.
And now, let's all raise a glass to our host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola. Johnny Ola, professional game show announcer. The randomizer has picked a contestant for you, Todd. You'll be playing against Josh today. Hello, Josh. Are you there?
Good morning. How are you?
All right, Josh. We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage if you call it correctly, heads or tails. Heads? All right. Let's see what we got here.
Are you taking a bath?
No.
Sounds like it.
Would you like to?
All right. Heads it is. You won the coin toss. That means you go first.
By the way, Kerry, you flipped that coin with the expertise of a football referee.
I've been doing it for a while now.
I'm very impressed.
All right. So the first question is for Josh to answer on his own. He gets it exclusively. If he gets it correct, he gets the point. If not, Todd's been paying attention, and I'll allow him to answer the question correctly, stealing your point away, Josh. And we'll do this back and forth till one of you gets 3 points.
You're going to win, Josh.
It is Michael Fassbender's birthday today. He is, of course, an actor. He's been in several things. Mostly we have X-Men trivia, though, for you. So here we go. Josh, first question. To prepare for his role as Eric Lensher, Magneto, Michael Fassbender studied Sir Ian McKellen's performance as Magneto in the previous X-Men films. But he also did this to prepare. Was it 1, listen to the song Miracles by Insane Clown Posse for 2 months straight? Magnets, how do they work? 2, turned himself into a giant magnet using a series of batteries, wrapped his torso in coil of insulated copper wire, and an iron nail was his phagogenetic core. I was Googling yesterday. Was it 3, looked through the comics and decided to make his own version of Magneto? Or was it 4, watched Michael Caine in the movie Alfie to study his movements?
I'm going to go with number 3.
Number 3? Yes, read the comic.
All right. That's one for Josh. Now we go to Todd.
Todd?
Yes, sir.
Michael Fassbender was considered for a role in a Star Wars movie.
Okay.
What was the role that he was considered for? Was it 1, Greedo, Greedo's brother, out for revenge? Was it 2, Carl Skywalker, Luke's love child with a Talosiren on Octo? You know what those big things? That, the milk?
You were at the office a little late yesterday.
I was.
I saw when you left.
Was it 3, Poe Dameron in The Force Awakens? Or was it 4, Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens?
Oh, hell, let's say Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren is correct.
Totally guessed.
1-1. Back to Josh.
Josh? Sir Ridley Scott told Michael Fassbender to watch what films to prepare for his role in Prometheus? That's that Alien prequel movies. Was it 1, to watch Dirk Bogarde in The Servant? Was it 2, all the Star Trek The Next Generation movies with Mr. Data? Was it 3, any post-Botox Sandra Bullock movie? Or 4, the entire Don Knotts movie catalog, starting with The Ghost and Mr. Chicken?
I'm going to go with number 2.
Number 2, all the Star Trek The Next Generation movies with Mr. Data? No. Terribly sorry.
Todd.
I'm totally going with the Don Knotts movie catalog.
That is incorrect.
Would that have included, like, Mr. Furley? I mean...
No, just the film catalog.
The incredible Mr. Limpet.
But Dirk Bogarde in The Servant is who he told me.
Shakiest gun in the West.
Yes.
Let's see. It's 1-1, and Todd controls the question.
Todd?
Yes, sir.
What is Michael Fassbender's production company called? Is it 1, I, Man, Am Regal, a German Am I Productions? It's the same spelled front as back. Was it 2, 16 Little Red Noses and a Horse That Sweats Productions? Is it 3, Peanut Productions? Or 4, Perfection Productions?
Number 4, Perfection Productions.
You'd think.
No. Josh, a steal.
Let's go with number 3.
Peanut Productions.
Yes, it's 2-1 for Josh's favor. Josh controls the question.
Josh?
Please win.
You got this, Josh.
Josh, Michael Fassbender worked multiple jobs before becoming an actor. What was one of them? Was it 1? He was the head of the Department of Fun at the Chuck E. Cheese in Heidelberg, Germany. Was it 2, Engineering, Information, and Electrical Instruction Officer, or EIEIO? Is it 3, a male model, or 4, a bartender?
Number 4.
Bartender.
And Josh, you win the game. Congratulations.
Oh, Josh, you won tickets for Mumford & Sons with Good Neighbors June 14th at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
That's excellent. Excellent.
All right. Hang on the line.
Thank you.
Listen, I've got to go home. Mrs. Zola and I are going to get faced.
Well, all righty then.
Shenley's whiskey.
Oh, I see. Yeah. All right. News now brought to you by...
It's brought to you by 2 epic shows, 1 mind-blowing experience. Laser ACD, rock legends brought to life in lasers, and Laser Taylor Swift Volume 2, bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Now playing only at Hanson Dome Theater. Pre-sale tickets are on sale now and are going fast. Get yours before they're gone at clarkplanetarium.org.
Well, Donald Trump's pal Kid Rock has built himself a house fit for a president. Took 20 years to get it done. His new mansion is a full-blown replica of the White House, perched on top the hills outside Nashville, Tennessee. There it is, x96.com/live.
Ridiculous.
The giant 27,000 square foot estate is complete with a fluttering U.S. flag and even has its own church inside. And it's got a golden toilet it's a urinal, actually.
Yeah.
After 2 decades in the works, the knockoff presidential palace also has a gas station, a barber shop, and sweeping views across downtown Nashville. NFL star Derek Wolfe, who claims to have visited the property, described it as, it's the wildest ass you've ever seen, man. Now, the real White House has 16 bedrooms. Kid Rock's version reportedly only has 2. But what else is in it? Well, the rest of the space is dedicated to entertainment, including a bowling alley and oversized furniture.
Oversized furniture?
I don't know.
I mean, like really big chairs to make him feel like he's a little boy?
It's got a golden urinal and a matching shower. You know.
Stop giving this guy money.
Fellow musician Zach Brown is said to have traded Kid Rock a giant bed and a brass eagle for a few signs, with the eagle later plated in 24-karat gold and mounted on the roof. The mini White House made headlines again this week after Kid Rock appeared at the real White House alongside Donald Trump during the president's announcement on ticket scalping. But it was Kid Rock's red, white, and blue jumpsuit that stole the show. Did you see the pictures of this?
Because he was dressed like President Camacho from Idiocracy.
The flamboyant outfit featured white stars on each sleeve and a central blue stripe. had the number 250 in blue and white, a reference to the upcoming 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, covered in tiny gems and rhinestones and an American flag across the front. Now, asked if he would wear the outfit himself, Trump told reporters, "But I was thinking about doing it for tomorrow. You know, we have a big event coming up, and I was thinking about doing it, but I'm not sure."
It's a good thing Zelensky wasn't there.
I'm not sure.
You know,
Yeah.
dressed all poorly.
Oh,
Not
my.
showing respect for the office.
Kid Rock, of course, real name Robert James Ritchie, and he's an heir to some auto fortune.
Tons of
or something
money,
like
yeah.
that. He grew up really wealthy.
He's never been one of y'all.
Within the past few months, several Utah immigration and criminal defense attorneys said that they've had clients arrive to meet with their probation officers to fulfill their court-ordered requirements, only to find U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers waiting to detain them. The clients were serving their probation through Utah Adult Probation and Parole, their attorneys say, a program under the Utah Department of Corrections that, according to the Salt Lake Legal Defender Association website, typically supervises people convicted of Class A misdemeanors or felonies. Glenn Mills, the Utah Department of Corrections Director of Communication, said that the department has shared with ICE the names of everyone it's supervised through its probation and parole program for the last 10 years. He said it's up to ICE to decide what to do with that information. We have a long-standing history of coordinating with Immigration and Customs Enforcement on both the incarceration and supervision fronts, Mills said. We aren't doing anything new, and we don't have plans to change that. In a statement sent to the Tribune, an ICE official said that the agency fosters collaboration with all law enforcement agencies to identify removable criminal aliens. The organization said doing so saves scarce government resources because ICE doesn't have to search for people. Attorneys argue that the method is costing trust in the state's probation program.
Yes, well, that's their goal too.
Utah Immigration and Criminal Defense Attorney Adam Krayak said probation officers should be advocates for their clients, not, trying to get them deported. The relationship falls apart, he said, when Utah immigrants are on probation and they find themselves detained by ICE while trying to work with their probation officers on everything they've been court-ordered to do. Why would you ever go and check in? Why would you ever complete the obligations that the court has ordered upon you when you know that you're just going to get turned into ICE, Krayak said. University presidents here in Utah are worried about how quickly schools have to make massive decisions about cutting their budgets. 2 months. That's how long Utah's public colleges and universities officially have to submit the first draft of their plan for slashing millions from their budgets. The timeline is frantic, said Salt Lake Community College President Greg Peterson. While the reductions have been talked about for months, the final details and approval of House Bill 265 from the Utah legislature didn't come until the final days of the session in early March. Governor Cox then signed the measure into law last week. School leaders say they'll have to rush to carry out the major action and will have to circumvent some of the normal processes for feedback and approval to meet the deadline. Moving that much money that quickly can be difficult, said Nate Talley, the deputy commissioner over higher education, last week. But all 8 public colleges in the state have to cut their budgets. And that once that happens, the schools... The bill will allow schools to earn back their share by reallocating the funding to high-demand, high-wage programs and away from inefficient majors, probably the arts and things like that. Donald Trump is cutting down a historic White House tree.
Of course.
200 years old.
His wife paved the rose garden, so,
Trump, now, apparently, though, to be fair, this tree has had some problems. It's ill, and they're going to cut it down. But it's a shame. It's 200. The tree was planted in 1829.
Is Elon going to be out there with a chainsaw?
I don't think he really knows how to use one. I think it was a toy. Johnson & Johnson was rejected by a U.S. bankruptcy judge in its $10 billion proposal to end tens of thousands of lawsuits alleging that its baby powder and other talc products cause ovarian cancer. This is the third time the healthcare conglomerate's bankruptcy strategy has failed in court. Facing lawsuits from 60,000 claimants, the settlement would have ended the cases and prevented new ones in the future. In a news release, Johnson & Johnson called the claims meritless and based on junk science. The company said it'll return to the tort system to litigate the claims. Today's decision highlights the broken tort system in the U.S. The company reiterates that none of the talc-related claims against it have any merit, and attempts to resolve this litigation were aimed at moving past the issue, said a spokesperson for Johnson & Johnson. They say their products are safe and don't contain any asbestos, and they do not cause cancer. The company stopped selling talc-based baby powder in the U.S. in 2020, switching to a cornstarch product instead. Sweden has announced a very expensive 7.7 million euro plan to modernize its civil defense bunkers. After warning Swedes to prepare for the risk of war, the Scandinavian country, which shares a border with Russia, has 64,000 bunkers. Space is said to be sufficient enough for 7 million people, almost three-quarters of Sweden's 10.5 million population. But the country's civil defense agency, or contingencies agency, is reported to be inspecting the shelters, some of which can accommodate thousands of people. One shelter, thousands of people. The bunkers offer protection against the blast and heat waves triggered by nuclear weapons. And they say we've got to modernize them and make sure they're all ready to go. And finally, this story.
All right.
The stars of the reality show The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives are planning their first live show, taking the drama back to Las Vegas. The live show, Mom Talk, The Unholy Tea,
no idea.
I don't know, is scheduled for Saturday, June 7th at the Venetian's Palazzo Theater on the Las Vegas Strip. The live event will feature 6 cast members from the Hulu series: Taylor, Frankie Paul, Michaela Matthews, Macy J. Neely, Jennifer Affleck, Jesse Nagakura, and Layla Taylor. The show will include commentary and roundtable chats and interactive games, confessions from fans read live by the cast, and more. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives live on stage. That Mom Talk is it's a TikTok influencer place.
Double pass.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go.
Sports, weather, traffic.
And weather brought to you by Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Visit Haster Games at 6831 South State or HasterGames.com. Weather looks like it's going to be partly sunny and then snowy and then rainy and then sunny and then snowy and then repeat for the next couple of days. Looking at sports, looks like things are bleak for the Jazz as they continue to lose games. They play Houston tonight at 6. I think they've now lost 60 games this season. Things looking better for BYU women's gymnastics. They weren't expected to do very well at all this year, but they are going to be competing today at the NCAA regional the NCAA regionals, the Salt Lake City regionals rather, the semifinals today at 2:00 at the Huntsman Center. And the Utah Hockey Club remains eligible for playoffs. It's kind of a long shot. They have, and I don't know how they deal with hockey playoffs because this is all new to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they've got 7 games remaining. They need to win like all of them or most of them to get there. But they do play the Los Angeles Kings tomorrow night at the Delta Center. So go Utah Hockey Club. Let's get it done.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
Traffic. The I-15 northbound situation at Point of the Mountain is still just a mess. It looks to me like it's pretty much a standstill or slow moving, and that runs from like Lehigh all the way over the Point of the Mountain. So there's an accident there that's causing some ugly, ugly delays.
All right. And weather?
We did that already.
Oh, you did
Sunny,
that.
snowy, blah, blah, blah,
okay,
blah.
that's right.
Springtime in Utah, you know, you're going to get it all.
I was lining up some other things.
I kind of did it in the wrong order, sorry.
It's all right.
I'm new at this.
Coming up after these messages, your list of things that must go. Stand by.
Spot for a wonderful date night. Reserve your table at Christopher'sUT.com, located at 110 West Broadway.
It's time for a new episode of the game show Beat Gina. Today, it's Beat Katie.
Yep.
Don't worry, it doesn't take long.
I'm your announcer, Johnny. I'll pitch any product for the right price, Hola. And today, I'd like to offer a bit of advice to the young ladies in the audience.
Oh?
Or maybe you already know about the tender trap.
Oh.
French girls are born knowing about it. Swedish girls learn it at their mother's knee. And American girls are quick studies. You know about how a boy chases a girl until she catches him? That's the tender trap. Every girl who sets one knows how. But don't forget this. Boys love to eat. And they love Wonder sandwiches. So get Wonder Bread going for you, too. You can't lose. Wonder Bread in rich sandwiches. It helps catch boys.
Huh?
Okay.
I read the copy Wonder gives me.
Okay.
Fair.
And now let me introduce a man who has obviously eaten his share of Wonder Bread because he has a strong body that was obviously built 12 ways.
Yes.
The best game show host since sliced bread, Kerry Jackson.
Oh, Johnny Ola, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, the randomizer has chosen a contestant. It looks like it's Jamie. Hello, Jamie.
Hey.
All right,
Hi, Jamie.
We're going to
Hello.
we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. Please call it heads or tails, Jamie.
Let's go tails.
Coin toss app says tails, which means
Well,
Jamie goes first.
You are closer to getting those Switchfoot tickets when they're going to be here November 4th at the complex.
All right, so now
Nice.
if Katie manages to claw her way up from behind and beat you
Yeah.
at this game, what are you prepared to do in her name, Jamie?
I will do a donation to the Road Home.
Nice.
Lovely.
All right. It's potpourri all this week because I have so many leftover questions. So these are leftover from weeks past. It looks like we got a couple of Back to the Future trivia questions left over. So Back to the Future trivia for a couple of them here. Jamie goes first. Jamie, these first two are pretty easy. I'll tell you that right now. Jamie, first question is... what is the name of the dance that George and Lorraine attend in 1955? The blank dance. Is it 1, several species of small furry animals gathered together in a cave and grooving with a picked dance? Is it 2, the Enchantment Under the Sea dance? Is it 3, the Hoosier Hot Shots dance? Or 4, the A Long Time Ago in a Galaxy Far, Far Away dance?
I don't know this one. 3.
The Hoosier Hot Shots dance? No.
Sorry, Jamie.
Terribly sorry, Jamie.
Can you repeat the answers for me, Carrie?
The answers are, what is the name of the dance? Is it the several species of small furry animals gathered together in a cave and grooving with a picked dance? The Enchantment Under the Sea dance? The Hoosiers Hot Shots dance? Or the A Long Time Ago in a Galaxy Far, Far Away dance?
B, the Under the Sea.
Enchantment Under the Sea.
Yes. 1-0, and Katie controls the question.
My husband would be mad at me if I got that wrong.
This is not looking good.
Katie?
Yes.
Also a Back to the Future trivia question.
Okay.
How fast did they need to travel to trigger the time travel? How fast did they need to go to trigger time travel?
I got it.
Is it 1, calculate an exact slingshot orbit around the sun while speeding at close to warp factor 10? Is it 2, 119.4 miles per second? Is it number 3, 88 miles per hour? Or 4, Mach 33?
It would be number 3.
88 miles. I told you these two were easy.
My husband
right.
has embedded Back to the Future into my head.
It's 2-0 for Katie. Jamie, it's your turn. See if you can get back into the game.
All right, Jamie, let's find you some easy Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom trivia.
I watched this weekend.
Oh. Jamie, Kate Capshaw does this a total of 71 times in the movie, but had to learn how to do it properly. What is it? Is it 1, scream, 2, cry, 3, ride an elephant, or 4, ride Harrison Ford?
Is it ride an elephant?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Dang it.
I think this is for the win, Katie.
I did watch this weekend, and one thing she does a lot, and I assume she had to learn how to do it, is scream.
Scream is correct.
And there you go. Katie wins the game
it's
in a
not easy
clean
to scream.
sweep. I mean, it's just amazing. 3-0. Sorry, Jamie.
Wow.
It's
Yeah, I'm
just,
so sorry about
it's
that.
It's
so-
okay. Good job, Katie.
It's so pathetic. Why don't you give her the damn
It is
tickets?
not pathetic. She tried her best, so I will give you those Switchfoot tickets. as you do the donation to the road home for me.
All right. Hang on the
Awesome.
line.
Thank you.
Hang
Thank
on.
you.
Hang on, Jamie. Listen, it's time for me to go. I got to make a new plan, Stan.
986.
Things That Must Go, brought to you by
Love live music? Tired of paying too much for tickets and beers? Experience great live music and adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Utah's coolest venues. Don't miss the Tom Petty tribute band Petty Theft playing on April 18th at the Stateroom. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Things that must go on the radio.
These are things that are bugging you, our dear friends of the program, things that you're upset about, things that you want out of your life, things that must go. If you email them to us, radiofromhell@x96.com, you put must go in the subject line. And maybe if we read yours on the air, it'll make you feel better. And maybe we were told sometimes these things do actually disappear from your life. So it's things that must go. Why don't you start, Todd?
All right, this is a true story. Things that must go in my real life. 1 week ago today, I had my windshield replaced. There were numerous chips and cracks, and finally I said, okay, it's to that point.
Okay.
And then, I'm not kidding, yesterday I'm driving into work in the snow to the damn sales meeting. I should have just stayed home.
Should have.
And rock chip, bam,
Yeah.
right there on the freeway.
Yep.
Not even making it a week.
Yeah.
And then another thing that must go, those thugs and criminals that are part of our health plan that are supposed to pay back our medical expenses. Bill, you know what I'm talking about.
I sure do.
Yeah, criminals. And it's my goal. I'm going to make sure that they lose the Broadway Media account.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm on it.
All right.
I'm going all the way to the
You've started.
state insurance commissioner.
All righty. And any other must goes?
And then a couple here from some friends of the program.
Yes.
Sid sent some in. She said the frequency and intensity of maintenance that it takes to keep my aging human body functioning at a mediocre level. It's too much to think about. I totally hear you. When a job posting lists the position as remote, but what they really mean is that the position requires travel and you'll be expected to work remotely. And then finally, my noise-canceling headphones, not canceling enough noise, and I can still hear my coworker clearing his sinuses every 2 minutes. Thank you, Sid. Sorry, pardon me.
Sorry about that.
One more here. This one from Jana. She says, text messages in replacement of an email, letter, or phone call. And abbreviations that are this one, like IYKYK. Most of these don't make sense and are not well known in normal circumstances and communication. Now, I know this because I have 4 nephews that are between the ages of 16 and 18. And when they send me a text message, I often have to get out the Urim and Thummim to figure out what in the hell are they talking about.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yep, there you go.
All right, I'll go next. This is from Lindsay, because it says, "Hi, I'm Lindsay. My thing that must go is past evictions, making it impossible to get housing without subletting and under the table situations. The only reason we were late on rent was because we got bed bugs and they had to professionally clean the apartment, so they charged us. And that put us behind, and we weren't able to pay rent on time last month of our lease. If anyone has advice, please, it says, if anyone has advice what I could do, please email me. And there's an email. I don't think I feel comfortable giving the email address
Probably not.
on the air, though. Sorry, Lindsay. Let's see. This one says, feel free to use my name. Okay, Tyler. Job hunting. 99% chance that you will not get any message beyond an automated, thanks for submitting your resume. We will blah, 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 blah. I can deal with the rejection. I just hate the nothing throwing my resume into the void and not just getting an automated response.
But at least you're getting a response. Yeah. Most people don't even get that.
P.S. If anyone's looking for a systems administrator, I'm free. And number 2, when Bill says, thank you, and then caller name, say thank you, John, or say thank you, Tyler. He's served up a great joke, and not one person has done the joke. And I keep wondering that myself. When I say thank you, Tyler, then Tyler should respond, thank you, Tyler. You see, but they don't do it.
They don't.
Thanks for letting me listen. And then finally this one, good morning, Radio from Hell. My things that must go are the rain at the Doxy Derby this past weekend. It made waiting in line for a beer and a corn dog worse. Nick Davis, overworked that he can't tell the difference between a scratch-off and a ticket and a lottery ticket. He works really hard covering for Gina and his show at 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. He deserves to relax like Victoria Ratliff with a bottle of Lorazepam at a luxurious Thai resort from the White House, from the White Lotus. And now you can interrupt.
Sorry, I'm playing the part of Gene. I'm supposed to interrupt, and that's why I'm covering for Nick today, because he desperately needs a break. He needs a couple of hours of sleep.
And also getting hot sauce from Taco Tuesday squirted on my shirt. Thanks for letting me listen. Tony. Carrie?
All right. First one is from the foot of Mount Doom, from our house. Give you an idea of how difficult we have it.
Mm-hmm.
Thick lemon rinds that make it hard to squeeze the lemon juice out.
Oh, God.
I hate that.
Oh, my God. That's awful.
It's just the worst, isn't it?
Yep.
Trying times.
Mm-hmm.
Trying times. Let's see. This one from our old friend Chuck. I'm going to do this in a proper accent, by the way.
Okay.
Having just moved to Louisiana, here are some southern things that must go. Just when I get my pool clean, a storm comes through. Thunderstorm comes through, dumping all kinds of trash in my pool again, so I have to clean it like every day.
Oh, no.
Man, oh, man. Speaking of thunderstorms, my dog don't like them. Every time there's a clap of thunder, dog's going nuts. Sorry, Chuck.
Acting.
Thank you. Let's see. Does not say I can say, so I won't. My family talking about transgenders not having science behind it rather than researching it. My son is transgender, and you would think that they would research it since they have a transgender nephew. They must go. And this one from, let's see. This one from Annie. Thing that must go is dedicating years to a job only to become too expensive wage-wise for the company's budget and getting phased out. Another thing that must go is when the honest entry-level work, such as Target, things like that, employers decide that you're a flight risk because you're too overqualified. Not being able to find a job in either place must go. Not to be a bummer, but these are things that must go.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
Traffic.
We are still experiencing some delays on Point of the Mountain northbound I-15. I mean, it looks to be a pretty basic standstill. Some of the deeper parts of that are improving, but that's the big story right now, so be careful if you're heading into that direction.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We'll be back after some messages and a song with the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, you could guess, probably, today. But, double check. Go ahead and cheat. Go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting, April 2, 2025. Click on there. It'll say winner next to the correct answer. What is the prize that we have today?
Oh, we have another bunch of good concert tickets. Garbage coming to town October 29th at the Complex.
Garbage. Go see Garbage.
What a great band.
Shirley Manson, everybody back together on tour. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Play the Boner Recap Game. Win tickets to see Garbage coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by. RandLife.com/X96.
Rand Life is a local mortgage company. They have my mortgage for quite some time, and it's always they did great. Have you ever dreamed of owning a new home or moving up in the world? Rand Life can help you do it. They have slashed their floor rate to 3.25% on 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgages for FHA and VA loans. That's 3.25% on 5.983 APR. You let him explain that to you.
Let the smart people handle it.
What I do know it means is that you can borrow up to $190,000 more than you could with the current market rate, and that could get you a lot more house. So don't wait. Turn your dream into an address with Rand Life. Visit randlife.com/X96. Learn about their incredible low rates. That's randlife.com/X96.
Rehearsal of Murder with Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
No one wants to pay for this, and maybe you don't want to listen to it if you haven't had your breakfast yet.
Murder?
Especially if you've had soup in the last couple of
Soup?
days. DNA tests have confirmed that human legs found inside a refrigerator and a skull removed from a cooking pot in a home in Hong Kong belonged to fashion model Abby Choi. The glamorous 28-year-old influencer's dismembered body parts were discovered in a house rented by Choi's former father-in-law.
Leg soup.
No, the legs weren't in the soup.
Oh.
This is
Okay.
brain stew, if you will.
All right.
A large hole in the back of the skull is where the married mother of 4 was struck last month during a fatal attack which allegedly occurred in a dispute over money. The search for Choi's torso and hands is ongoing after more than 100 police officers scoured a landfill but failed to locate them. The chilling revelations come as a seventh person, an unnamed 29-year-old woman, has been arrested in connection with Choi's savage murder and dismemberment.
How many people?
7.
Are you going to
These are-
explain how they all were
Yes.
involved?
The latest suspect was arrested in mainland China. They said the woman allegedly helped an accomplice before fleeing. So this is all her ex-husband's family. Last week, Choi's ex-husband, Alex, his father, and brother were charged with murder after the discovery of human body parts in a house recently rented by them. A pair of legs in the refrigerator, the skull was fished out of a cooking pot, and in another cooking pot, there was green radishes, carrots, and meat believed to be human flesh swimming in a liquid topped with a thick layer of fat.
Well, I look at a picture of her. I don't think there was a lot of fat on her.
An electric saw, a meat slicer, a hammer, face shields,
Good Lord.
and raincoats.
This is like a movie.
Yes.
And the whole family was involved.
So this woman, this influencer, she had a lot of money. And she had a home, multi-million-dollar home, which she, when she was married to her first husband, placed in her father-in-law's name for some reason.
Okay.
Tax purposes.
They get divorced, and she's trying to, clean up her finances, and she's like, I'm selling that house, and it's not going to be in your name, ex-father-in-law. Well, he apparently did not care for that
Well,
at
you
all.
can't blame him.
So the only choice he had was to
cut her up,
kill her and eat her.
Yeah.
And apparently the whole family is involved. This isn't just one person. They all got together and said, "Here's what we're going to do." And they went to the house and they put plastic sheeting on the walls.
I mean, they studied some Dexter and
I mean, cuckoo. So,
Says here, and I'm looking at a story about it, Gina. Says her case is one of the most shocking killings Hong Kong has seen since 2013, when a man killed his parents and their heads were later found in refrigerators. They don't do anything halfway in Hong Kong, apparently.
nope, they're all in. So that one's been swimming around for a couple of
Here's
weeks.
another good one in that same story. In another famous 1999 case in Hong Kong, a woman was kidnapped and tortured by 3 members from an organized crime group. Her skull was later found stuffed in a Hello Kitty doll.
That's weird.
Well, who's going to look there?
No one. It's the last place you
Well,
look.
somebody did, apparently. Hello, Kitty. I just can't.
Yes?
I can't understand or can't fathom how people can
No.
bring themselves to do this
No.
sort of thing. Which is a good thing, I guess, that I can't fathom.
And this is a group of people.
Yeah.
Like you might see, okay, one person kind of goes nuts and does something like that. This is an entire family that feels so wronged by this
Clearly, the only answer is
only answer.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just kill her. We're gonna overkill her.
What is this? Putting it in a pot? Was it to destroy the evidence, or are they really going to have Abby's soup?
There was vegetables and other things. in it. I don't know.
Huh.
So there's that.
Well, thanks for it.
So there's that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks. That's great.
It's just a morsel.
I don't think I'm going to have a soft serve ice cream today.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with this.
I don't know.
Have a soft serve. You deserve a soft serve.
I won't. I won't be able to think of anything else but this all day.
Ugh.
What?
Sorry.
Abby Choi.
Well,
so there's that.
There's that.
There is that. Yes. Is there anything else?
No.
No. There's that.
It's just a morsel of murder.
It's just that.
Just looking for anything.
That was appropriate, I think.
To distract.
I think that was appropriate.
Yeah, just looking for.
This is totally serious.
Oh, I have a celebrity story coming up. I'll put it in the news about a celebrity who murdered someone. There it is.
There it is.
Did you ever walk a long way with a pebble in your shoe?
Yes.
Have you suffered a toothache for hours before you could get to the dentist?
Yes.
And a blistering sunburn is no fun either, is it?
No.
Well, let's see what you think of this installment of Beat Gina.
Well,
I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola. Today's Beat Gina is brought to you by Turtle Wax Car Wax.
Oh.
It's the only auto polish with beryllium that gives your car a hard shell finish that protects like an invisible garage. Turtle Wax for that hard shell finish. And now here's a man who has his own hard shell finish. Your host, Kerry Jackson.
a year's supply of turtle wax?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, there it is. Your randomizer has picked a contestant, Gina. You'll be playing against Dave today. Dave, are you there?
Dave?
Oh, Dave.
Dave?
Nope.
Maybe
Dave? Dave, are you there?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
there he is.
I am.
Okay, all right, Dave.
Can you hear us okay, Dave?
I can. I'm adjusting my volume. There we go.
All right. Okay. There we go. The first thing you got to do is let's find out who goes first. We'll toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage. You call it, Dave, heads or tails?
Lucky tail.
Lucky tails. Well, he's not wrong.
Oh, it was lucky for you today. You're one step closer to winning these Hosier tickets.
All right. Dave, because you won the coin toss, that means the first question is for you to answer exclusively. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I will allow Gina to answer that question, stealing your point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Because it is Edward James' almost birthday today, it's Battlestar Galactica trivia. By the way, Dave, you have
Clinton that wanted to hear the pursuit of happiness. In Clinton, listening are Jackie, Natalie, Travis, and Javi.
Javi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In Clinton.
Yes.
Clinton.
Not in the wilderness, but in Clinton.
That one, because if you know, you know.
That's a great song.
All right, let's see. Oh, it is time for
the Boner Recap.
Well, we need somebody on the phone then, don't we?
Rob.
Oh, Rob.
Hello.
Are you there? Hi, Rob.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Rob. It's interesting. We had a winner earlier whose name was Robbie. Wasn't you. It was somebody. It's another Rob. Robbie. Rob, what are you doing?
Just got out of physical therapy.
Oh, what you rehabbing, if you don't mind saying?
The knees, meniscus.
Oh, yeah.
Meniscus.
It's can be quite painful that physical therapy for that, but fun, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Of course.
Yeah, Rob, you're going to win some tickets here, I think. What tickets are they, Todd?
Oh, these are good ones for Garbage on October 29th at the Complex.
That's pretty cool. All you have to do is tell me which one of these three Boner candidates was the winner today, and you'll get those tickets. I assume you were listening earlier.
Yes.
Okay, good. You'll know. Here we go. Boner candidate number one was, everybody knows that. It's a story about the Centers for Disease Control, apparently, and probably at Bobby Kennedy's orders, burying a report. They were going to roll out a thing about vaccinations again. Vaccination rates are lagging, and that's, people are getting measles. And they were going to roll that out, trying to encourage people to get measles. By the way, Dr. Cobble told us, I don't think we said it on the air, he looked up the vaccination rate for Utah, 90%, which is pretty good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Could be better.
But the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention buried this report. And, because they said, we buried it because everybody already knows that.
Yeah.
Except for people in Texas. And,
That's why they buried it.
Then there's Boner candidate number two, no fishing. A Florida woman facing charges for pointing a gun at two boys who were fishing in a pond. She said it was in her backyard. It was not. 30 feet from her property line. Two kids fishing, and she forced them to the ground. Had a gun, said, "I'm going to blow your heads off." You stopped fishing, and made them get down on the ground. Her husband came out and disarmed her. And as Todd pointed out, probably took the beer out of her other hand.
Honey, give me the gun and the beer. We've done this before.
Yeah. And then Boner candidate number three. Why do we continue electing people like this? State lawmaker, and the whole story. His name is Matt McPherson, and this whole story about his kids back during COVID, he getting on the bus with no mask, school bus with no mask, and the mandate was you had to wear a mask on the school bus unless you had an exemption. And he yelled, and then he sued, and somebody sued him. It goes on, and he. Yeah. Anyway, so those were the three candidates. Which one was the winner, Rob?
Today was number three.
It was, in fact, number three.
And you get those fabulous tickets to see Garbage on October 29th at the Complex.
I hope your meniscus is feeling better by then, Rob.
Or I'll just have to pay for that upgrade to the special site there on the Complex.
That's true. That's true.
All right. Hang on the line, Rob, and Katie will tell you how you can get your tickets.
There we go.
It's
holding up okay, Todd?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Caffeine's working. I'm fine.
You sound peppy.
Now, between 2 and 6 this afternoon, when I'm also going to be on the air, that may be a different story. I'm going to try to squeeze in a nap.
Mm-hmm.
I would if I were you. So. I don't know why you wanted to come in here.
Well, it's to plug my pathetic afternoon show. Listen, we need all the help we can get, so check it out this afternoon. We play music. We have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
We do Todd's Turntable at 3. I dig up something from vinyl that you've never or haven't heard in a while.
People don't believe that we actually have a turntable.
Isn't
in
it
here,
awesome, though? I love it.
and that we play vinyl records now and then.
It's very handy. Sometimes I have a tendency. Remember when this used to be a job you focused on when it was the playing lots of music part of it, because every song you had to press the start button on a CD or a record or a tape cartridge, and so every time anything happened, you were pressing a start button. Now you can, with technology, you can load everything up and it'll just run by itself. But with the turntable, that next track on the album, you got to pot the thing down.
Yep.
So that gets me almost every time.
I used to do that. I was a disco DJ for a while in a booth in a bar. 2 turntables.
Yes.
2 turntables and a microphone. And, sometimes you were really scrambling while one song was playing to find the other one, the next one, and get it queued up in time.
Oh, you had luxury. 2 turntables.
I don't know how you do it with just one.
We at Deviate, there was 1 turntable and 1 CD player.
Oh, CD player.
You had to go back and forth, and so you had to put your music together based on what was available on CD versus what was available on vinyl, and it was just a nightmare.
I think at some point they upgraded to getting a second one of the other. I don't remember if it was...
Eventually, I think they got 1 of each.
I remember carrying records and CDs to places.
Yes.
Oh, my God, that stuff was heavy.
Yes.
I remember in our old studio at KJQ up in Ogden, when they converted to CDs, but they were commercial. They weren't commercial.
They were just home units.
They were just home CD players.
Yep.
Not meant to be played 24/7.
Because the commercial ones were cheaper. Not the commercial ones. The home units were cheaper. The commercial ones were very expensive, but they were very expensive because they would last longer.
You'd just go over to Silo and pay $200 for a Panasonic CD player.
Kept trying to tell management, get us the good.
Would you pick me up a CD player on your way into work, please?
We had a trade account. I remember Facer set up a trade account at the Hi-Fi shop where about every couple of months I'd have to go in there and just be like, I need another home Sony CD player, put it on the account.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd last for maybe a month or two, and then it would just get worn out because you're just beating the hell out of it because it's constantly on and playing music.
Exactly.
Plus the fact that I was allowed to smoke in the studio.
I remember.
And it was
didn't help any.
And it was nicotine would get all over everything.
Yeah, it stunk so bad in there. I hated people smoking in the building.
And then, too bad.
And then our boss Gordon Arthur Holt for a while, just a flamboyant chain smoker.
He was.
I don't think that office ever lost the stink.
It didn't.
Had I stopped smoking by then?
You were working on it.
I finally did,
as I recall.
I think you smoked into the Provo days a little bit, maybe off and on.
And then you stumbled in Japan for a bit.
That was the last time I had a cigarette.
And that was the last time.
when we were in Japan.
All right.
Because everybody smoked in Japan.
I mean, they were just passing out Marlboros over there. It was the Olympics.
Yeah.
All right. We're here for your health. Here you go. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back after these messages with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Stand by for that. Tracy Aviary. How long has it been since you've been to Tracy Aviary? You should really go back. It's beautiful. Located in Liberty Park, Tracy Aviary, home to over 300 birds, representing more than 100 different species from around the world, including many that are endangered or extinct in the wild. You can enjoy an interactive bird show, keeper demonstration, animal encounter, behind-the-scenes exhibit tours, and some of these new exhibits that they've got over there are just amazing. Over a dozen nature play opportunities while exploring 8 acres of themed exhibits and botanical gardens. It's just beautiful over there. Mm-hmm. And in addition to inspiring curiosity and caring for nature, Tracy Aviary committed to protecting birds. $1 from every ticket sold goes into Tracy Aviary's Conservation Fund. They contribute more than $120,000 each year to conservation work, in Utah and worldwide throughout this fund. So learn more. Plan your visit. It's a good time. It's a nice walk. TracyAviary.org.
The X90.
Away with it if you play Beat Gina, that's for sure.
Oh.
Beat Gina now. I'm Johnny Ola, Beat Gina announcer extraordinaire. Ladies, has this ever happened to you?
What?
You see a rodent in the kitchen and you exclaim, "Eek, a mouse!"
Yes, that has happened to me.
And then you jump up on a chair.
Yes.
Well, jumping on a chair won't help.
Oh.
But Decon Mouseproof will. Mouseproof is the amazing mouse killer that's most effective. It has twice as much mouse-killing ingredients as other leading brands. And this ingredient is recommended by the U.S. government. Cleanest and easiest. Just pull the tab and the bait feeds automatically. Safe. Contains no violent poisons when used as directed. Safe around children and pets. Good housekeeping approved. It outsells all others combined. Decon Mouseproof. It kills mice. And now, here's a man who's always said, a friend in need is a friend who needs something. Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be going against Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Hello, Becky.
Hi.
All right, Becky, we're going to toss a coin, see who goes first. It will give you an advantage. Call it heads or tails.
Heads.
All right. Yeah. It is tails, Gina Barbera.
Oh, Becky, you're one step further away from winning these tickets to Fort Fest.
Well, there you go, Becky. That means that Gina gets the first question. She can answer it all on her own, get the point. But if she does not get the point, I'm going to allow you to answer the question correctly and steal that point away from her. We'll go back and forth like that until one of you has 3 points. Now, it's not looking good for you right now, Becky. If Gina beats you, what are you prepared to do in her name?
Donate $20 to the road home.
All right, there you go. What we've done is we've got Cruella de Vil trivia. The Cruella movie was released on this day in 2019, but we're going to go back and forth between 101 Dalmatians and the Cruella movie.
All right.
Cruella de Vil trivia. First question for Gina Barberi. What 2 things are missing in Cruella that are in the original animated movie? Is it 1, Cruella's cars? 2, she microwaves her ice cream to make it soupy. 3, Cruella's smoking and fur obsession. Or 4, Cruella dunks her Oreos in water.
That's gross. Her smoking and fur.
Smoking and fur obsession.
All right, that's a point for Gina. Your turn, Becky.
Okay.
Becky, in the original draft for the animated 101 Dalmatians, Cruella owned what animal? Yes, she had pets in the original draft. Was it 1, 2 alligators, Brutus and Nero? 2, an iguana named Joanna? 3, a barking spider named Boris? Or 4, a cat?
1, the alligators.
You'd think that.
Cat.
A cat.
Yes. Well, sorry, Becky. It's
All right.
not looking good here. It's 2-0, and Gina controls the question.
Gina?
Yes.
A specific dress that Estella makes is a sabotage tool in the Cruella movie. What does she make the dress out of to sabotage? Is it 1, moth cocoons? 2, snake eggs sewn into the seams? 3, those coffee plastic stirring sticks?
Oh, yeah.
Or 4, lead paint?
The snake eggs?
That's a good answer, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, Becky.
No?
I came
You
up
have a
with
chance
that.
now.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the choices?
Is it 1, moth cocoons? 3, those coffee plastic stirring sticks? Or 4, lead paint?
1, moth cocoons.
Okay, see you,
right.
and you're back.
Becky, you've got a point, and you could tie the game here.
Becky, back to the animated movie, 101 Dalmatians. At one point early on, Cruella was intended to be the villain in what movie? Not 101 Dalmatians, but she was intended to be in a different movie.
Okay.
Was it 1, Hamlet with animals? 2, Lady in the Tramp? All right, 9:21. Time now for some big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
me, Todd Newcomb, this afternoon from 2 to 6. I'm giving away concert tickets to the Catalyst Music Festival.
Oh, really?
Which is quite the event. One of the Utah bands is playing there, this project called Riffwood, just blowing up, getting millions of views on
Called
TikTok.
what?
Riffwood.
Riffwood?
Oh, they're good. They're amazing. And they're playing along with Valhalla and Polynomial. This is all Utah bands.
Oh, okay.
And I've got tickets this afternoon. Plus, we do Todd's Turntable, and hopefully I'll be entertaining. I'll be really tired because I've been here already since I woke up. So I normally have my alarm for 3:30 a.m. to wake up to come and do like the morning thing here. And the brain decides at about 2:40, we're good, let's get up. And so I just had to wait there for an hour to get up. I should have just gotten up. But.
Yeah.
There you go.
Listen, everybody's really into this hot honey.
Yeah.
And I've bought a couple of times now Mike's hot honey, which I think is pretty good.
Well, what the hell is hot honey?
It's honey with spice in it. I don't know how they spice. Probably just cayenne or
Everybody
something like
does
that.
it differently.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now I want to put that on like a chicken nugget or something.
That's what it's really good on chicken. But Trader Joe's has hot honey mustard dressing.
Hot honey mustard.
And they have to recall it. The producer of Trader Joe's hot honey mustard dressing, Fresh Creative Foods, is voluntarily recalling the product because the label doesn't accurately call out the ingredients that are known allergens, which is a requirement by law. So I don't believe there's anything wrong with the product, but it's not accurately telling you what's in it. The label doesn't indicate that the condiment may contain peanuts, soy, sesame, or wheat. So it's being recalled. I mean, if you have it and you're not allergic to those items, that's not going to hurt you, but there you go. Val Kilmer, the star of films like Top Gun, Batman Forever, The Doors, many more, has died. His daughter told the New York Times he was 65. Kilmer died of pneumonia at his home in Los Angeles. His daughter told the New York Times he'd been diagnosed with throat cancer back in 2014, rendering him pretty much unable to speak and having him disappear from Hollywood for years, but he had recovered. The baby-faced blonde actor had a solid run as a leading man with a volatile reputation in the 80s and 90s, starring in Top Gun, Real Genius, Tombstone, Heat, and The Saint. He returned briefly in 2021's Top Gun Maverick, although he could no longer speak due to the cancer. There's a documentary about him, apparently.
Yeah.
In 2021. It's called Val. His son provided the actor's voice, and the film utilized hundreds of hours of video that he'd recorded over the years, giving a look at the sets he worked on and how the actor to be, and showing the actor to be a very introspective thinker with an artistic soul. He took over for Michael Keaton and Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever. He was in and then he played, of course, in The Doors, he played Jim Morrison. So, Val Kilmer, 65. The White Lotus finale is coming up this weekend, or this Sunday. It's the 8th and final installment.
Do either of you?
It will be 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
Do either of you watch that?
Yes.
Worth my time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would start with season 1 though.
Yeah.
Because they're all sort of related.
Okay.
Not completely related, but sort of related.
Now, I'm told that everyone in the show, they're just all pretty much terrible people.
Pretty much, usually.
Yeah,
okay.
My friend Jay described it as it's the rich white people with problems show.
Okay.
Yeah. This episode, this 90-minute episode, it has a lot of loose ends to tie up in Thailand. Who fired the gunshots heard at the beginning of the series? Whose body is found floating in the hotel pool? What will happen between Belinda and Gary after his proposition? Will Timothy succumb to darkness? I mean, it just and there are certain people in the show that you want to die.
Okay. Yes.
I hope so and so dies.
Yeah.
But it's Variety says there's going to be another season,
so I can enjoy watching other people's misery.
Yeah. Bill Murray appeared with his The Friend co-star Naomi Watts on a recent episode of Watch What Happens Live and told the host Andy Cohen about his fond memories of Bruce Willis, with whom he became close on the set of Wes Anderson's Moonrise Kingdom. The actors' paths crossed decades before when Bill Murray was a cast member on SNL in the late 70s, and Bruce Willis was an aspiring actor working as a page at NBC. Moonrise Kingdom was a really beautiful, lovely film, and I got to work with and have a wonderful time with Bruce Willis, Murray said. He just had a birthday. Bruce Willis is a good guy. I mean, he's really a good effing guy. He was a good friend. He was also a page at NBC when I was on Saturday Night Live. His job was to come in and refill, and I mean, this sounds insane, but his job was to come into the dressing rooms and refill the M&Ms and pretzels and snacks in the actors' dressing rooms. I remember when I met him after he was already a successful guy, and he said to me, "You and Gilda were so nice to me. I always thought, I'm good with this guy," he said. That's Bill Murray with his fond memories of Bruce Willis. Carrie, Lou Graham in the news here.
One of my mortal enemies?
Yes. But maybe this will fix things a little bit, because Lou Graham says he's let go of the issues he has with Foreigner and Mick Jones.
Okay.
He says, when I got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it was life-changing. It's life-changing. Ever since that, I found like I've just let go of some of the things I've been holding on to for years. And, like the song says, let it be.
Oh, Jesus, he's awful.
He's a dummy, isn't he?
Wait, he's your mortal enemy because...
Oh, he knows why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Carrie doesn't really want to speak about that in public.
My first job was Top 40 radio, and that
Okay.
was right when Foreigner 4 was hitting.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to play them so much.
what was on that record? That
I
was.
want to know what Livy's and see what you've done to me.
Glenn Powell's mom,
I kind of like those songs though.
Cindy Powell, has shut down rumors that he is romantically involved with Sydney Sweeney
Because he can do better.
following her split from her fiance, Jonathan Davino. They are definitely not together, Cindy Powell told the Daily Mail, calling speculation about their relationship it's just silly. Silly. The two were in Dallas, Texas over the weekend to celebrate the wedding of Glenn's younger sister, Leslie Powell, who Cindy says is really close friends with Sydney Sweeney. I mean, we love Sydney. We've considered her just a really good friend.
Mm-hmm.
We're all together so much, and we haven't seen her in a long time. She's just a friend, and we enjoy her. But they're not together.
May I interrupt? Are you
Yeah.
done with that story,
Yeah.
Bill? Back to our hatred of having been top 40 DJs, because it happens to all of us.
Yes.
And I had that brief period of time where I was working at Q99.
The Q.
My mortal enemy from that era of stuff, of songs that I'm terrible with and just never want to hear again, Mr. Big, To Be With You, was just the big hit back then.
If Gina was here, she'd smack you. she loves
She's
that.
a Mr. Big fan.
She
Just
loves
to
that.
be the one to be with you.
Let's see. What do we want?
One more story.
Q99.5. Todd Newcomb in the
John Wick.
Boy,
Chapter 5.
They flooded you with John Wick.
It's, what do you mean?
All the news that was announced yesterday with the John Wick.
That's, yeah. Chapter 5 is coming.
Yes.
John Wick Chapter 5, the studio is developing the film with franchise director Chad Stahelski, who is also producing alongside Keanu Reeves and Thunder Road's Basil Iwanek and Erica Lee. Lionsgate announced it would be filmed back-to-back with John Wick Chapter 4, but those plans were scrapped.
Yeah.
Oh, that was because of the pandemic.
Yep.
So the ending of the fourth installment called into question whether Reeves' character could return, although the actor intimated that Wick's purported death ruled out the possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it was misdirection because they're saying he's going to be back in it.
So you got that announcement yesterday.
Yeah.
Animated series, John Wick.
Oh, yeah?
Also a spin-off with Donnie Yen as the blind, I can't remember the character's name, the blind kung fu master. He's going to star and direct that. And so
what is now
also Ballerina is on
now
its
what's
way.
Ballerina?
Ballerina is another one of the characters from
Starring
previous-
Ana de Armas.
Yeah, she was one of the characters from one of the John Wick movies, and she's getting a spin-off. But this one is John Wick will be in Ballerina.
Oh, and then there's the Peacock prequel series, The Continental.
Yeah, the series. So plenty of John Wick to go around.
Donnie Yen's blind assassin's character name is Kane.
Kane, that's it.
Yeah.
So they're doing a Kane movie with Donnie Yen.
Yeah. Okay.
Lots of John Wick for you.
That's good. All right.
No
That's enough.
shortage.
That's enough.
Weather.
Weather going to be sunny and then snowy and then sunny and then rainy and then sunny, kind of like that for the next couple of days.
All right, thank you. Concert calendar is next. Hang on.
Listen to Radio from Hell.
right. We do have Trent on the line. Here we go. Let me make sure I got his intro.
There it is.
There we go.
Trent Falcone, Mr. Live Nation himself. Good morning, sir.
Well, good morning. And Todd Newcomb, too?
Yep.
And
A rush and a push and the land that Trent stands on is ours. Because he likes
Man,
Morrissey.
It's like the band is back together.
There you go.
Right?
Uh-huh. How soon is now?
delight.
How soon is now?
What a delight, Todd. Hello.
How are you, sir? You're busy. The concert's just always being announced.
Yeah, it's nonsense. We're not done. There's more coming.
All
I'm
right.
looking at the list, and this is crazy.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, we'll get right to it. All right, tonight, it's a busy day today. So you have your choice. Tonight you have Kim Dracula and Hannibal at the Depot. You've got Whitechapel at the Complex. And then I'm gonna do a little selling here.
Yes.
The winner for me at the Union Event Center tonight. You've got Refused and Quicksand, two absolute legendary bands, and a damn solid local opener called Villain. So get there
yes.
early.
Yay.
You got to see the
Doors
opener
are at
because
6:30, music at 7:20. It's a good ass whooping. So we'll see you there.
Say, yell at Trent while he's screaming at you.
Yep, I'll scream at you for 25 minutes. Come and see me.
All right.
that's worth your
All
ticket
right,
right
moving
there.
on. There it is. Thursday, April 3rd, Daniel Seavey with Somber and Kyle Kelly. That's at the Depot. Also, Thursday night, Papa Roach, Rise Against, and Under Oath. That's at Maverick Center. Friday, April 4th, Stan Society presents Selena Gomez Night. That's a dance party at the Depot 18-plus event. And at the Union the same evening, Russell Dickerson. Then moving to Saturday, April 5th, at the Complex, it's Meshuggah with Cannibal Corpse. Monday, April 7th, Free Throw at Soundwell. And then Tuesday, April 8th, also at the Union Event Center, it's Remy Wolf. On sales Friday, 10 a.m., Summer School, July 20th at the Union. Fits and the Tantrums coming to Sandy Amphitheater July 28th. Regina Spektor, August 1st at Sandy Amphitheater. Yachtly Crew coming to the Depot August 12th. Richie, Mitch, and the Coal Miners, November 19th at the Depot. Architects, August 7th at the Complex. And then our friends Mumford & Sons coming to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. That's going to be June 14th. Giveaways today. We're going to give you 2 tickets to see Poison the Well. That's April 11th at the Depot. Those will be in Will Call. 2 tickets to see Free Throw, April 7th, also in Will Call. And then, just because it's a great show, we're going to give you 2 tickets to see Papa Roach, Rise Against. That's tomorrow night. And these are going to be in the pit. So if you don't want to get thrown around and you don't want to get sweaty, this isn't for you.
Yeah. So 877-602-9696 is the number. First come, first serve. Tell Allison what you want, and she'll tell you how to get it. All right, Trent.
Yes.
I keep your voice in shape. You're
Yeah.
going to be
Get a nap.
You're going to be screaming at people very soon.
Listen, Bill, I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
Okay.
He'll text you.
I'll text you when I get there.
When I stage dive, I expect you to catch me.
I will.
All right?
I will. All right.
See you next week, guys.
See ya.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Trent.
I love Trent. What a good human being.
Yes, he is.
He's wonderful.
What else we got?
Other things happening. On Friday, you've got When the War is Over tour. It's Johnny Swim and Micah Edwards over at the Commonwealth Room. Rhythm Future Quartet and the Hot House West Swing Orchestra. It's such a long name.
Okay.
Over at the State Room on Friday. You also have the Grizzlies playing the Tahoe Night Monsters over at the Maverick Center on Friday. Saturday, I'm sad Gina's not here for this, to be honest. Metalachi's back over at Urban Lounge.
Yes.
Do you know who Metalachi is?
I do not.
It is a mariachi band that covers metal songs, Todd. It's wonderful.
It's pretty cool.
It's exactly what you think it is.
I introduced this to Gina a few years back, and she's been in love the Birthday Massacre over at Metro Music Hall on Saturday, and Sisto, which is a EDM dubstep DJ, he's going to be at Soundwell on Saturday. Other things on Saturday, the Utah Grizzlies are playing the Tahoe Night Monsters again, and the Utah Hockey Club is playing the Winnipeg Jets over at the Delta Center. things that are going on all weekend. Apparently, the Mountain America Expo Center is just full on going. There are 3 different things happening. The Gem Fair is happening from all weekend, from Friday through Sunday. You also have the Jurassic Quest, which I'm going to try and go to because it's all dinosaurs. That's also happening the 4th through the 6th, and then the Reptilian National Expo is going on from Saturday the 5th through the 6th. All at Mountain America Expo Center. I don't know how it fits in there, but it does.
Well, they have gigantic.
Yeah, but you got a lot of dinosaurs in there.
A line of really gigantic meeting halls there.
That Jurassic Quest is going to take up a big area. But also the Plaza Palooza, the spring concert series over at Snowbird is still happening. The Zoo Luminate, it's where the wild things glow over at Hogle Zoo, is happening this weekend. Also, you've got the Snow Cup 2025 over at Snowbird. It is a ski racing event throughout the weekend, so make sure you check that out. And then also happening tomorrow, like we were saying, at Kilby Court, you've got Blind Love with special guest Hollow Hill and Drunk in June. What a great name. So that's happening over at Kilby Court tomorrow night. You can get tickets over at 24tix.com for that one. All of this is up on our website. You have 2 weekends left before the Winter Farmers Market is over at Gateway Mall. So this weekend and next weekend are your last 2 weekends. So Saturday mornings over at Gateway. And you can check all this out. Get all the links and everything over at x96.com.
Back to DJ Sisto.
Yes.
Would you ask him?
Okay.
Because I'm sure you know him. Did he take his name after Brack's little brother?
Oh. How does he spell it? Is it Sisto?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will have to.
There was
check.
a running gag in Space Ghost Coast to Coast where his little brother Sisto would show up, and it's just a miniature version of Brack. He'd walk across the screen
this.
and he'd fart. That would be it.
I will ask him. I'll make sure to ask him on Saturday. But that's everything going on this weekend.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Katie.
Thanks, you guys.
All right. Let's take a break, play a song, and crawl towards the exits coming up after these. UtahAdvocates.com.
The advocates are local injury attorneys, and they get involved in the community. They are terrific people. They want you to help fill the shelves at Murray Children's Pantry. This local pantry provides meals to kids in need, no questions asked. The Murray Children's Pantry needs non-expired and non-perishable foods to feed some hungry bellies. As grocery prices continue to climb, families in our community struggle to find food to feed their families. So if you can donate money at Venmo, just Venmo at Advocates Donations. And if you are in an accident and you need their help, there's no better place to turn than the Advocates. They are local. If you get into an accident, you know it's not your fault, you're injured, they will help you. And you don't pay a dime out of pocket for their services either, from the initial phone call all the way through the process. So call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 801-355-5550 or UtahAdvocates.com. You know, Gina, I've just been trying to think of a way to repay you.
Repay me?
Yeah, for driving me to work.
Oh, well, that's no big
Because I can't
deal.
drive, and I've just been thinking about it. I discussed it with my au pair, with Edna.
With Edna.
I said, "What do you think, Edna?" Well, and she was
Not helpful?
She was non-committal.
Oh, really?
Edna is non-committal about most things. She just takes care of the kids and
Your adult children. She
Yeah.
takes care of your adult. Okay.
Yeah. You know, like she does a breathalyzer test on my son.
Oh, jeez.
Before he drives. You know, things like that.
That's good. I'm glad you have
Yeah.
Edna then
Yeah.
for that.
And but I've been just racking my brains. How can I pay you back for driving me to work?
Mm-hmm.
And I've decided, and I did it. I named a star for you.
Gina, that's a real thing.
Wow.
What I did.
Which one is
Now
it?
what I did, I'll show you tonight when it's dark. Or when you pick me up.
In the morning.
So yeah, when you pick me up, I'll show you. I went outside and I looked up. And there are lots of
Well,
stars.
there's
And
billions.
I looked
of them.
around and that one looks like a Gina to
You-
me.
Oh, you personally selected
So
one.
I selected
Oh.
that star and I wrote that down on
Mm-hmm.
a piece of paper. And then I had it notarized. And it's in my safe deposit box.
Who notarized it?
A notary.
Edna.
What do you-
Edna's
is it Edna?
Edna's a
Edna is-
notary.
She's an au pair and a notary. And she gave me a breathalyzer test, and then she notarized it, and I've put it in my safe deposit box at the bank.
Oh, good.
Edna's a court-ordered au pair.
Would you?
She has to be there to breathalyze
Is that what's going on?
everybody.
I wondered what was
Would
going
you
on.
like?
Wow, that's Bill.
Would you like a copy of the
Sure.
of the document? And I even drew on the piece of paper approximately where that star
The
is
circle
located.
and an arrow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I drew a picture of my house, and then an arrow
where it
going up to the.
So I have to go to your house in order to see.
Yeah,
where-
well, in order to figure out which star it is, yeah.
Do people really do this? Because I've heard. I know why you brought this up, Bill. I've heard the ads running.
Are they back?
Oh yeah. Hi, this is so and so for the International Star
It's
Registry.
one of the greatest hoaxes of all time.
I just, it's amazing. And
Because in the future, the Starship Enterprise is not going to be orbiting around Gina Weena 2 or whatever it is. you
Oh,
know?
I want it to be Gina Weena. I'm going to buy a star. I wonder how much it costs.
It's the International Star Registry, and I don't know.
It's the perfect gift.
I think it depends on how far away the star is. The price goes down the further away it is.
Frequently asked questions.
Like, is this legit?
How much does it cost to name a
how
star?
much? That's my first question. Yes.
The prices vary.
See,
depending on which agency is grifting you.
Well, is it a standard star?
Or is it in a constellation?
A very bright star.
Yeah.
So it's easier to
These
see.
are all scientific terms.
The price depends on the package you choose, the brightness of the star. Prices vary from $39.90 for just your regular star
Yeah.
to $180 for a very bright
The one I
star.
selected for you is a $180 star.
You went all the way?
Well, he knows. Sure. He knows you have bad night vision.
And
he wanted it to be very bright so that you could see it.
And I happen to be a connoisseur of stars. I know the best ones.
I'm on frequently asked questions about naming a star.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
well, here's a frequently asked question that I have. Do you have to name it after a person, or can you name it after something else?
A body part.
Anything.
I'm going to name my star
You know?
after a body part.
Let's see.
And do you have to have this person's permission also to name? Because if I wanted to name,
You don't.
one after Bobby Flay, or I don't know.
When people talk about naming a star, they are usually talking about dedicating a star to someone as a unique gift or to remember a deceased person in the night sky.
That's also what I had in mind with this one.
Deceased person
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
night
now see-
sky?
Or when you die.
Steph in the chat room says, I'm pretty sure I have one of these for my ex-husband.
Really?
Somewhere. I need to see this, Steph. I want to see a real.
$180
I want to see a real.
bucks.
I want to see the real hoax, form. I want to see.
Is naming a star legitimate? This is frequently asked questions.
Mm-hmm.
Naming a star by private individuals is legitimate as long as they don't want to change the scientific name of the star. So the star has a name.
Yeah.
You're not changing the official name
Regulus
of the star.
number 7.
Yeah, it'll be Gamma Hydra 2, or it's not going to be the planet Genoina.
Well, so it could be Regulus 74737XY2,
Yeah.
parentheses, Genoina.
Planet Genoina. Planet G-balls.
Naming a star as a gift for a beloved person is not only a great gift, but it's a gift that lasts forever.
See, that's why I did it.
It's a lesson that you'll learn forever. You see that on the wall, kids? You see, that's what I got ripped off $40 there.
Is NASA affiliated with naming your star?
Absolutely not.
This says NASA has nothing to do with naming stars.
No, they're just a bunch of egghead scientists.
Mm-hmm.
This is poetic.
Right now in the eastern sky in the morning, there are 3 planets visible: Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Are you sure you didn't choose one of them? It just doesn't seem right.
Without broken at the end?
Without broken at the end.
Yeah. I can put that one
It just
in.
doesn't seem right. Should have done that. Oh, well, there you go.
That album, 40 freaking years old.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I signed a petition yesterday. Did I tell you that?
Oh, I heard you were talking about you wanted to sign one. Was this that petition?
Oh, no, I went to the liquor store. It was the union petition, the one.
Yeah.
So I went to the liquor store, and there was a young woman hanging around the door, getting people to sign the petition. And and I said, "Oh, sure." Is that the union bargaining? Well, she said, "Yes." And I said, "Oh, I'd like to sign it." And so you have to put your address on it, and you have to put your address. She said you have to write out Salt Lake City. If you put SLC, they won't accept it.
Oh my hell!
So you have to write Salt Lake City, Utah, and your zip code. And then she gave me a little slip of paper, and she said, "If you want to take your name off of the petition, this is the information of how to do it. I'm required to give you this." And so this is a little, which I don't even know what I did with it because I don't want to take my name off the petition.
Yeah.
But she said if you have second thoughts about it, you can take your name off of it with this procedure.
When did that start?
I don't know.
I've never encountered that.
I don't recall that ever. I've signed some petitions before like that.
Yeah.
And it's usually at the liquor store.
Yeah.
It's a good place for them to hang out.
Find people there.
And I don't recall ever getting something like that before.
So now, wait a minute. You were at the liquor store?
Yeah, I was, Todd.
Okay.
I know that's a surprise.
This is surprising.
It's a big surprise. But
all right. Well, let's do the promo.
Did we get it?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
I'm going to add the X-Poll question.
Okay.
Into it.
Oh, do I have a part in this? I don't think I do.
No.
Okay, good.
So
I don't have it.
Where are you going to?
I will put it in my last line.
Okay. All right.
Bill, do you prefer chocolate mousse or burritos?
What? I mean, those are two very different things.
Well, tomorrow is National Chocolate Mousse Day and National Burrito Day.
Is that our X-Poll question for tomorrow?
No, the X-Poll question is, what is your favorite movie that you know deep in your heart is actually terrible? The X-Poll at 7:45 and other things for Thursday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Yeah, I think there are a few movies I like a lot that I know are probably pretty bad.
Top Secret with Val Kilmer. But it's so funny. It's like all the jokes that really weren't good enough for any of the airplane movies.
Which is why I hated it.
But it's so bad.
I rewatched it a few months ago when Sue was out of town, and I thought I'd put it on. So I remember I had an ex-girlfriend who thought it was just genius, and I'm like, okay, let's see.
There were a couple of gags in it that were like, oh, that's pretty good.
Like, nope.
Nope. Well, I didn't like Real Genius either.
Yeah, that was another one. I think my ex-girlfriend just liked Val Kilmer. I don't think
well, I
she
understand
had
that.
any real taste. All right. I think we're good here. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I'm back here 2 to 6 today.
Oh, there you go. Artie Fufkin